NBA, and it was like by far of all the teams that were competing in the playoffs. And LeBron comes in and just solves that immediately. Meanwhile, the Miami Heat have been, partly because of the Giannis trade, but they've been so decimated over time. We talk about teams with flaws. Like Miami has obvious issues, putting together a complete basketball team, and they really don't have anything in the way of assets. So I think today we're a better team than the Heat, and that's without LeBron.
This is Cleveland Sports Radio, 92.3 The Fan.
Morning.
Kenny, could today be the day?
I don't care anymore.
Oh, Kenny's over.
I mean, I do, but I don't. Guys, I'm out of things to bring up. Like, it's all been done. In the words of the Bare Naked Ladies, it's all been done.
You know what yesterday was? Yesterday was, and I know the afternoon show was having fun with it, and eyeball emojis, and various hosts were putting stuff out like it could happen at any moment, is just the amount of texts and calls yesterday.
By the way, could you guys stop doing that? Because I know it's all fun, but then you get texts and I go, I don't know.
Well, see, that's what happened. That's what happened
Nick
yesterday.
sends it out there, and then your phone lights up going, what's Nick know? I'm like, I don't know if Nick knows anything.
Yeah, it became a bunch of people. And by the way, some people in my life that have hit some home runs when it comes to news, but have a very low batting average. So when you get people like that.
The Josh Bell of reporting.
Yeah, when you get people like that, then you start to wonder, okay, this guy's gotten it wrong a bunch of times, but man, when he got it right, he was right. The only problem is with those individuals, they like to tell me all the times that they got it right.
Well,
but they don't remember all the other times they flied out.
Yeah.
And didn't even get a sacrifice fly.
Everybody's right at some point. Like, all right, we bring up Payton. Payton's a good young man, okay? Fine young man. Payton, like last winter, not this winter we came out of this year, I mean the winter before, was like here on the weekends, bring up LeBron coming back here. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what are you doing? And it wasn't like Payton was wrong. He was just early.
Now,
which is great.
Where are the analytics people on Payton?
I think he's going to be just early because I think LeBron is coming back.
Do they treat him like Jaylen Brown, or do they really like him?
The analytics on Payton?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. I mean, if Payton's telling him news that they like, then Payton's right. But if he's telling them news they don't like, well, then he's.
Well, it's all in Payton's tone.
How he says it?
Yeah.
Well, again, timing is everything to everybody. Like it was, I remember, was it when LeVar Arrington had said the year before Belichick got fired that he was going to get fired, and everybody's going, are you crazy? This is Belichick. He wasn't wrong. He was just early.
Yeah.
And
when Sports by Brooks had a few stories back in the day.
What happened to Sports by Brooks where he was here and then he left and he was gone for a long time? Then he came back and we were on his podcast and then he left again. And now he's gone again.
And that was it.
I haven't seen hide and hair of Sports by Brooks in years now.
He's up in the prison.
Yep.
Brooks was here. Sports by Brooks
was here. That was not the prison. That was a halfway house.
Got that shoe company.
Where he did that. Yeah. All right. So you ready to get into it again?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, if you're fatigued by it, it doesn't seem like Ken's
I got
heart is in it today.
New, guys. I got nothing new. I mean, I do have something new, but I'm not going to do it yet. And we got to play the Bill Simmons audio, and then we got to play the Gary Payton audio. And it's just some of the same stuff you've been talking about. I know Gary Payton's decided to come out and say some things. It's just some of the same stuff you've been listening to.
Are we getting the
for the last
Negro
week and
audio?
a half. It's been some of the same. I have no idea. Kendall Gill, I have no idea. Wait.
You get some Rick Smits on there.
Some Jack Sikma. I had his card, which it's in my dad's basement, so it means I still have that card. I just got to go find it. Mm-hmm. All right. You want to play the Bill Simmons?
Of course.
Here's Bill Simmons on the Bill Simmons podcast. Hit it.
Other thing that happened to poor Golden State. I think they thought they were getting LeBron and potentially AD, and now it's pretty clear they were being used by leverage in the as LeBron goes back to Cleveland.
I don't understand what that leverage translates into. Like, meaning what? Because the teams that are still in the running for him, the Sixers, the Heat,
he's going
and Cleveland.
The Cleveland thing's done.
He's going to Cleveland. Okay.
All right.
Well,
Audio courtesy of the Bill Simmons podcast.
Bill doesn't seem all that happy about it. He was so excited to see Steph and reuniting the Team USA guys.
I'm telling you, these guys just wanted something new. They've all written the Cavs thing. They're tired of the Cavs thing. Now, Bill Simmons, I don't know if he really has a problem traveling anywhere or anything like that. Like, he's not on the beat. But, like, you got a lot of these guys, and I'm telling you, they are dreading coming here. You remember the fights we had in 2015 and 16 with some of them, and then they finally were just like, all right, I give up because Cleveland people are hammering me in my mention, so they're just going to be like, oh, yeah, it's a great city, great town. Secretly, they don't believe that. They don't. They don't like coming here. They don't like being here. It's just one great big rusty old tractor in between New York and Chicago. Even Chicago's kind of a rusty tractor to them. It's basically one great big rusty tractor between New York and Los Angeles to them. That's how they see it. I mean, there's a couple of places I'm sure they like to be, but that's about it. I told you before.
Well, they've reduced Indianapolis to one steakhouse.
Yes.
So what do you think they reduced Cleveland to?
Which I got to imagine there's another steakhouse over there.
Like, just like
they also have an establishment across the street.
It's probably because that one's so busy. Everyone's like, oh, we're the spillover.
And I bet you go over there and you're like, boy, this is really tasty. This is a really good steak here. But you wouldn't know because everybody's tweeting about the other place. I've never been to either of them. So I don't care. But either way, I haven't been to the one place. I don't know if there is another place over in Indianapolis, I should say. But that's what I think you're getting out of it. So Bill Simmons says he's coming back. Gary Payton, the glove, remember him? He was on with Justin Termini. This was SiriusXM NBA Radio, not Termini crashes out on YouTube, which I haven't seen. I subscribe and I don't see any new videos. So
he gave up already?
Is he doing it or is he not?
I don't know.
Half-assed Termini at it again.
Termini crashes his own show.
Here's the glove. He says it ain't happening.
You know what? It's hard. LeBron done did everything he can do. You know what I'm saying? So it's about a happiness now. What do you want to do? You want to win a championship or you want to be happy? He's 41 going on 42 years old. You got to understand what you got to play for now. And then I think that's only a championship or a happiness. So to me, why not go to somewhere where it's a veteran team, it's veteran people, you got a chance to win. To me, the teams that I would try to go to, I would try to go to the Sixers, Golden State, or Miami. I would go to either one. I would go to either one. Everybody's saying go to Cleveland to finish his career at home, but I don't think that's happening. But you got to understand, he's not going to be around his family because he's not going to move his daughter anymore, and his daughter is a very good volleyball player in the L.A. area, and they're not going to move her. And she's not going to move, and he's going to stay there. So what's going to be the assets for him to get home a lot? Yeah. And I think that's Golden State, and that's where it should be, but I don't know how that's going to work.
I didn't take the volleyball aspect into account here, so now we do have something new.
Oh, we didn't factor that in at all.
I mean, I would imagine his daughter's a great athlete and good at multiple sports. I just didn't know she was playing volleyball. I don't know. I didn't follow close enough here.
Now his son.
I know 1,000 people that play out in Sandusky every weekend volleyball. They have that big complex out there.
Can she play volleyball out in Sandusky?
Sure she can have her own court.
Yeah, reroute her here.
Yeah.
Now, there was no disclosure there that his son, Gary Payton's son, plays for Golden State. I don't know if that factors into it at all. But he didn't mention him first. He mentioned Philly first. And I think yesterday,
Whoopsie daisy.
Colin Cowherd said if he went to Philly, it would be the best starting five, or maybe the most talented starting five that LeBron has ever been on.
Then what do you
in
do
his 23 years in the NBA?
What do you do in Game 4 after Joel Embiid's hurt?
After he's done. But the thing about it, like for Joel Embiid, like the knees were the problem forever and the feet were the problem forever. Over the last 3 years, it's been an appendectomy. It's been Bell's palsy. It's been Legionnaire's disease. It's just something different every single week with him.
I say that, but I should really walk that back because if we end up getting Anthony Davis some way somehow, which has been rumored, I'm like, well, I can't really say much to that. So let me strike that one from the record about Joel Embiid's health. Because if we get Anthony Davis, well, there's going to be plenty of other problems to talk about when it comes to that. Yeah, I'm just ready for it, man. Just make your decision. Let's get going here.
Okay, so I
want him to make his decision for here.
Are you
I'm
tired?
Exhausted by it.
Well, are you tired of LeBron? Or are you tired of everything around?
Everything around
LeBron.
It. Not him. Not him.
Like
You're
people,
right. Thank you.
People were doing everything they could over the last 48 hours to figure out where he was golfing because they thought if he was golfing in Miami, he's going down to South Beach to make another decision. And then they're like, no, he's in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's still pretty close to Miami. It's not that far. But does that have anything to do with it? And the fact that he was golfing with
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green.
We'll talk about that at 6:22. I'm not talking about it yet. Not talking about that yet.
I got to tell you, like, this week has been fun because at the end of last week, I thought we were out. I just didn't want to get my expectations up. It wasn't based on any intel. This week, it's been he's definitely coming to Cleveland. Like, now I'll be very surprised if it's not Cleveland.
I heard Michelle Beadle bring up like it was going to be around the World Cup final. And the World Cup final on the 19th of July. I think it's on the 19th. We got to wait another week for this all to go down?
We're in the Elite Eight. How'd you like France yesterday?
I didn't watch
one game a night, though. Let's speed it up.
I didn't see it. Now the Americans are out. Good luck to everybody still playing. I hope everybody has fun. But I'm not really into that. I'm not upset with LeBron over taking his time and doing it. I'm just, let's see what Gary Payton has to say. And I mean, you're throwing out the idea, you're throwing out all the names and all the jokes and things like that. I mean, again, it's like how much air do I have to give as one of the cities that are involved here? Like, yeah, if we're 95.7 the Fan in the Bay Area and us and WIP, like, fine, give it the air. But from some of the other ones, do I need every Tom, Dick, and Harry former player to come on out and say where they think LeBron's going? Do I have to play everything? Like Gary Payton, you just said, it's like, well, where's Gary Payton's son play? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. All right, well, I guess that one goes out the window. But it's a franchise-changing decision. It's a legacy-changing decision. There's so many things that are involved here when it comes to this with LeBron. With us, it's fine to have this discussion, but, man, just the interminable amount of former players, other folks, and it's something different every day. Like, I know that John wanted me to bring up the Shams Charania thing and how people are leaving voicemails or voice memos to LeBron and stuff like that. And I got a hell of an idea for you later on about something like that, I'll tell you. But, like, we've gotten to a point here where it's Summer League. We're getting into the doldrums here. I can't do ESPY, so I guess I'm just going to have to, you know what? I'm going to have to regroup, put on a smiling face, and get going with LeBron again now, aren't I? Because apparently he's the only thing going. Now that the United States is out of the World Cup, welcome back. It's either that or we have great big fights about Caitlin Clark. You want to do that?
We got British Open next week.
Have great big arguments about that? Yeah, but you can watch that in the morning.
Yeah.
So at least that's on for us. So we got that going for us. But other than that, like it's just LeBron watch. What's he going to do? What's LeBron going to do? Well, I think a lot of people here think he's going to come back to Cleveland. Is there a person in Cleveland who thinks he's not going to come back to Cleveland?
Ooh.
Is there anybody here? Anybody here who thinks he's not coming back here? Like, if he's making, like, not that I didn't ask if you wanted him back. There are some people who get in the mention saying they don't want, nobody's called. There's been a few callers, actually. But has anybody said they don't think he's coming back here over the last week? Last week, there were plenty of people going, man, I think it's going to be Golden State, myself included. But when you see all this happening, and now the beautiful thing about this is that Cleveland's a big, small town. Everybody kind of knows somebody in some way, or you know somebody who knows somebody, and you just run into each other. And like Lima and I, we've ran into people here over the last week, and people talk. And because he's from here, a lot of people have known him or known people around him, and it's like, yeah, arrangements are being made. This is all a formality. And I'm going, well, if it's all a formality, then you know what? Let's just go ahead and take care of this and nip this thing in the bud and get going here.
And the Cavs got to do some team building here.
Yes.
Like, this isn't just, we've got LeBron James, that's our offseason.
Then I ask, is that golf trip a team building exercise, Tone? They've never played together.
No. And obviously both are not in their prime. Both are removed. I mean, it's been years.
AwesomeMusic.com.
Part of the Minutemen Workforce Solutions Concert Series from Live Nation and Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.
Talk sports deep into the Cleveland night. Overtime with Jake Volnick. Weeknights at 7. Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.
You can't tell me the Cavs are soft and then tell me you wouldn't take Draymond Green back. Let's do it. 216-474-0092. I'm dead serious about that. If you guys have been telling me for 3 years, and there have been times they've absolutely been soft, guilty as charged, certainly true. But if you've been telling me over the last 3-4 years that the Cavs are soft, they're gutless, they're heartless, you've been letting me have it all about on the phones, on the show, on the social media, and the emails. All right, I got somebody who's mean and dangerous, who's possibly an addition to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And what, we don't want him? Oh, there's other alternatives. Give me an alternative.
Yeah,
216-474-0092. What are the nasty boys doing? Can we do that? I mean, here's a guy who can still play defense. He is not what he used to be. He had to lay it all out there in the line. He is physically not able to be an 82-game-a-year player, and I don't think anybody expects him to be. But I saw the video, or I saw the snapshot of LeBron and Draymond Green playing golf together, and I made a joke. I go, yeah, we threw a ringer for a ringer. We were talking about the Cavs and whether or not they should make a pitch to LeBron James, and you and I fighting. I go, LeBron's probably already in. Maybe he's making a pitch to Draymond Green going, listen, I know you and Cleveland have a very strong history, and yeah, I know I might have contributed to that, but let me tell you about Northeast Ohio. Let me tell you about my street in Bath and how I could probably get you a deal. And that to me is absolutely fine. Guys, we all want to win championships. We all want to see them win a championship. The whole reason we want LeBron back is a little bit to end the story here in Cleveland. Okay, that's fair. That's fine. But a lot of us are like, we got to cash this thing in. We got to give ourselves the best chance to win a championship. Giannis Antetokounmpo was unrealistic. Other guys were unrealistic. It seems that we weren't even in the ballpark for Jaylen Brown after all this, or we weren't certainly going to give up Evan Mobley. So fine, we got to do what we can. But Draymond Green is a bit too far. A change of jersey won't do anything for us. I mean, if he's a major league bastard for the Golden State Warriors, for how many years has he been in the NBA? Like 16 years?
Yeah.
If he's been such a jerk for the Golden State Warriors, and yeah, there's been some ugliness there. I mean, the socking Jordan Poole in practice in front of God and everybody, in the best way to go about your business. But he's been this way for a long time. He's also won 4 championships, and he's going to go up in the Hall of Fame, and he's going to probably have his jersey retired by the Golden State Warriors by the time it's all said and done. He's been a good player for them. And he's been a cheap shot artist, a guy who does low blows, a guy who has said nasty things about the fans and nasty things about the city. But you want to be mean, he's mean. Could LeBron make him fall in line? I think LeBron can make him fall in line. If it wasn't about LeBron, and it was just like, hey, we just have Evan Mobley and these guys, I don't think I'd want I don't think I would want Draymond Green. I'll admit that. But if it's LeBron has made a lot of guys fall in line. If LeBron wants him, you need an edge.
Man, I'll
take him.
You mentioning, though,
I'll take him.
LeBron making him fall in line. I'll tell you what Draymond does do, for better or for worse. He does make sure that everybody else falls in line when they need to. What I mean by that is the malaise that a lot of people talked about last year, and then come playoff time when you're up, in a series against Toronto, and then you let Toronto back in the series, and, that goes to a Game 7. Like, that stuff doesn't really fly in Draymond's watch.
Yes.
Like, the whole, do these guys even care? You never question that when Draymond Green is on your team. It just doesn't happen.
Exactly.
And so, one thing he does, if you're worried about, oh, man, Kenny Atkinson just, and I use the term malaise for a reason. Like, what did everybody say they did against the Knicks? They just rolled over and quit.
He will not.
Now, I just don't think
even if they lose, he's going to take his pound of flesh.
He doesn't have that in his DNA, Kenny. He just doesn't. Mm-hmm. There's just no way a team functions like that. Like, that doesn't mean his teams don't lose or whatever. They blew a 3-1 lead, whatever. But I'm just telling you,
But did he not go down fighting?
Yeah,
literally.
He had and by the way, he would have been potentially the MVP of that series had Golden State ended up winning, because he was the only guy with a pulse in that Game 7.
It's absolutely true, actually.
And look, Draymond's not the same player, just like we know LeBron's not the same player. So we're not getting peak Draymond. I think this would be his 15th year in the NBA. You're not getting that. What you are getting is a guy, I mean, it's funny. People talk about games played and everything. I mean, he's played in more games the last 3 years, 4 years than
Really?
Darius Garland has.
I didn't think. Oh well, okay.
He's been a lot more durable than I think you think. Now, would we be on technical foul watch every night? There are aspects that are annoying, and there's fatigue with Draymond, without a doubt. Like he is a load, and he temperamental and all that stuff. But
most of the
all
guys,
the issues that people have with the Cavs, I think he solves a lot of them.
Find me an NBA tough guy that hasn't been a bit of a problem in the history of the game. You think about the toughest guys that have played this game, the guys that you admire. That's like, hey, that guy, nobody did anything to that guy. That guy held serve. And I mean, there were some great players who did it before, but most of those guys, I can't name one that didn't have any sort of surliness. That's what gave them the edge. So yeah, you're exactly right. There's going to be a technical foul watch. There's going to be probably some sort of argument with another team that will probably be a Thursday morning we come in here, a Friday morning after a melee or something like that out there on the floor where guys started shoving each other around. We did the same thing with Dillon Brooks in Memphis with Donovan Mitchell, of all people. And Donovan Mitchell's a fine player. I like guys who might have a little bit of a mean streak. Draymond Green, yeah, there's a lot of things about Draymond Green, frankly, I don't like. And I didn't like him when we were battling each other for 4 years. But things change. It's been 8 years since then. He's older. I don't know if he's any wiser. But I know if everybody wants LeBron to come back, if 90% of the people out there want LeBron to come back and either the other 10% either hate him or don't care, then it's fine. Bring back Draymond Green. If LeBron says it's fine, then I think it's fine. I don't understand how he's going to get in the way, how all of a sudden this is going to turn into a 30-win team with LeBron James and Draymond Green. We preach about toughness. We preach about them being soft, all this other stuff. Again, I don't think a lot of it's actually true or fair, but that is the stereotype that they have. That's been their label. So if you want somebody mean and surly, I give you Draymond Green.
Now, I will add, there's some complexity here because Draymond turned down, much like James Harden turned down that player option, Draymond turned down $27 million. And right now the Cavs, especially having to sign LeBron, they don't have that money to throw at Draymond. Now, we know James Harden's taken a cut, so will that money be used? I just assumed that money would be used for LeBron, so that LeBron wouldn't have to sign a veteran minimum. But, the cost savings are going to be big here, and I would question what are they working on behind the scenes if they truly were bringing on Draymond, because Draymond did not pass up $27 million, $28 million to sign a vet. That's what's been at the doorstep for the Cavs for, this entire offseason is how creative are they going to get. But my guess is Jared Allen would be sent out. He's got a $25 million contract. So I imagine that would be part of it. I always thought Allen, unfortunately, you got to give up something decent, right, to try to make things happen in this league when you're as capped out as they are and when they're in their situation. Plus, I just don't think Jared Allen and Evan Mobley have made sense. Mm-hmm. They've made sense for a lot of regular season wins and a little bit of success, also some flameouts in the playoffs. I think it's kind of been proven. Those two, you're not gonna get to the NBA Finals with those two playing together because of the space issues that they cause. And so I do think, unfortunately, Allen would probably be sent out in whatever.
That is a tough thing to say.
Whatever grouping of offseason moves they're going to make.
But I think a lot of people, exactly. But when you frame it like that, it almost sounds like you're giving up Jared Allen for Draymond Green, and that's just a fight that I'd have to duck under the table for. Because you got to do something. And I think that some people would think like, okay, Anthony, before we were bringing up Anthony Davis, I think some folks would be like, fine, because we like Jared Allen, and he's been a great player for him. And he had the two
big Game 7s this year.
And he's had a good postseason, and there's a lot of things to like about Jared Allen. He's been much better than his contract, and there's been great things. And I think a lot of people kind of would wince or hold their nose and bring in Anthony Davis, if we want to use the parlance of our times, man. But when it comes to Draymond, that might actually be a little bit difficult. Or you can try to get all three. 216-474-0092. I'm going to ask you guys, if it's going to bring back LeBron, are you willing to bury the hatchet with Draymond Green? All that, and I haven't been this interested in workout videos since Kiana Tom. Coming up on The Fan.
It's Anthony Lima for Fanatics Sportsbook. There's no doubt Fanatics taking the sport.
888-866-3666.
The Cavs have locked up Donovan Mitchell this offseason. Could this be leading to a return for LeBron James?
Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
Get all the latest Cavs breaking news right here on your number one source for Cavs talk. We are Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.
Several people are wondering about the Kiana Tom reference. I'm going to have to wait till 7:01 because they are in about Draymond Green right now.
She did an episode of Drew Carey's show.
Did she really?
Yeah.
I thought I've seen the entire catalog of Kiana Tom. I don't remember that episode.
But not the full
Drew Carey
catalog
show.
of Drew Carey.
No, apparently not.
The one Michael Stanley was on?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that was My parents were there with bells on when they knew that Michael Stanley was going to be showing up in an episode of Drew Carey. Joel Walsh was an added bonus. Everybody likes Joel Walsh, but Michael was the one, man. Let's go. All right. Are you willing to bury the hatchet with Draymond Green for LeBron? Because Draymond Green ain't coming here without LeBron.
No.
So that's a non-starter. So it's not like, wait, would you take Draymond? No one's having that. I cheat, steal, doesn't matter. Kick people in the fellas, doesn't matter. He's done it multiple times. He'll do cheap shots. It does not matter to Draymond Green. And if he's gonna lose, he's gonna do it kicking and screaming, quite literally. I think LeBron could keep him in line. I think if it weren't for Steph Curry, who the hell knows what Draymond Green would be capable of. So I think that both guys have kept them in line in some way. And this is the end of the run. I'm not looking at Draymond Green over the next 8 years. Like, I do think that we have confused some of this with like this LeBron search or this LeBron wait with the last LeBron wait. I think we've confused it with that where it's like, hey, he was still in his prime there. That was 12 years ago now. Like, this is different. We're at the end of the line here. So the whole drama thing, the drama's amongst us. The drama's amongst the reports and opinion and all the former players coming out of the woodwork. That's my issue with it. We got to remain focused.
Well, the other thing I would say is, what is one of the big criticisms that people have had about the, quote, nice guy Cavs over the last how many years?
That they're too soft to win a championship. That's what everybody wants to call in and say every time they lose.
And you know what? Maybe they need a little bit of drama because, in the end, you just end up losing in the playoffs and everybody hates you no matter how far you go. Everybody just picks apart all the warts. And the other part of this is, Draymond went to break last segment and I'm like, well, he's, not the same player he is, nor is LeBron. But anybody paying attention to what's going on around the rest of the Eastern Conference and all the question marks? And one of the teams that supposedly took a step ahead of us may have taken a step backward yesterday with the Kawhi Leonard stuff and Toronto. Like, I'm feeling pretty good. Believe it or not, if they end up getting LeBron and they retool a little bit, surround them, and Draymond could be part of that. Who knows what else could be part of that? I'm feeling a lot better. I really am, because I'm looking at the obvious, massive upgrade they would have at the position of need, which is wing. And there's nobody that could even dispute that. Even if you thought LeBron was, in the twilight of his career, still a massive upgrade over Dean Wade at the wing spot. And I'm just telling you, the way the Eastern Conference is configured and the way that like injuries and all sorts of little things have played a huge role in a lot of teams and their surprising runs to the NBA Finals over the last 5 years in a league, I am starting to feel a little better about things. I really am.
Let me get to Cool Ray in Bedford. You're first up on the Fan. Yellow.
Hey, what's up? Good morning, fellas. I'm about to give y'all some breaking news. Play the music. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
Well, wait a minute. That's not how that works.
Okay, here we go. LeBron is coming to Cleveland, and I'm going to tell you why. It's guaranteed right now. Has nothing to do with that stupid trade about Draymond. We don't care about him. He's not coming, no. What just happened in Akron that LeBron wants to do and own?
What?
PGA just pulled out Firestone. That's going to be the LeBron James International Golf Tour tournament.
Well, they just ended they're ending their run after 72 years. They need a new tournament. Cool.
That's what he's saying. They're putting it together.
Look, LeBron is going to sign because he's going to go on his own golf
tour. But Cool Ray, you're not answering the question. It's not about whether or not you think he's going to sign. It's whether or not you would take Draymond Green back with him.
I wouldn't take Draymond Green if he was coming for free. Nobody need all that. Listen, sometimes people act tough when they know in a certain situation they're not going to get popped in the mouth. Like, real talk.
I think Draymond Green has actually been in house fights at the University, Michigan State University. It's documented.
Yeah, but Yeah, that ain't NBA because then all the NBA players tell you Draymond won't bust a grape if he stepped on it. He's not that dude in the NBA. He just act tough because he know the rules. He'll talk tough to the ref and get thrown out. But no, you don't trade. Listen, Jared Allen is what we need. If LeBron comes in, LeBron going to add that toughness. He's going to add that.
I do think J.B. Bickerstaff disagrees with you. Hate to say it.
Listen, he's going to add that sense of toughness because he knows what it takes. This team just needs that personality to say, hey, listen, you guys got to take it to the next step.
That's one against. That's one against with Cool Ray in Bedford. He doesn't want Draymond Green back. All right, let's get to Deshaun in Cleveland. Hello, Deshaun.
Fellas, I would have took Draymond last year for Jared Allen straight up. I really wanted to do that.
Wow. Wow. Deshaun, without LeBron, no LeBron, you would have done that last year?
You talk about Mr. 10-5-1? That was what he did versus the Knicks when the lights were bright. Anyway,
all right, but I'll tell you this. Let me tell you this. You know damn well there's no way in hell. Like I said before, there was conversation about Draymond. I remember it was like 2 years ago or something, and nobody disagreed with me then. I was like, I think he'd just soon retire before he'd come here. I think LeBron's the only thing that would bring him here. So this is all tied together.
Well, listen, he brings basketball IQ, not just toughness. We were down there, that 22-point run, you don't think he goes over there? Hey, coach, we probably need one. Jared Allen didn't do that. Like, he's a leader on the floor.
Why do I got to bag on Jared Allen? I understand him making a deal with the devil, but Jared Allen's been a fine player. But you did say you would have made the trade last year, so you have something against Jared Allen.
He's fine. No, he's fine. No, it's not really against him. It's just him and Evan Mobley doesn't work. Draymond Green and LeBron, they help Evan Mobley so much. You want to talk about toughness? He puts the toughness in Evan Mobley. That's more major than having Jared Allen, to me, is what he would do with Evan Mobley. He would make him that player that we want. I think both of them will. LeBron and Draymond will help Evan. But if Draymond comes along, he's going to help him defensively. He's going to help the mentality. That's better than having Jared Allen right there.
All right. Deshaun is 4.
I totally agree, and I'll say this.
You agree?
Here's the
boy, he took a lot of nasty shots at Jared Allen, though.
Well, here's the part I definitely agree with. Draymond Green is one of the highest IQ players, especially defensively. Offensively, he's a gifted passer and can run like point guard at times, and he's been able to do that to make up for his lack of shooting. He's been such an effective screener. I know with fouling, but he gets away with it. So he's been able to do that over the years. Defensively, his IQ, if you don't think Evan Mobley, if he was a sponge, could absorb so much in the way of 14 years of experience in the NBA, being one of the best switchable defenders, one of the best conductors of, hey, you go there, I know the play, I know this out-of-bounds play, I know how to get under the skin of guys, I know how to guard guys that are way bigger than me, a foot taller than me. Like, he can do it. And, now I'm matched up against a guard, I can do that too. Like, there's almost been nobody better in the NBA over that time span than Draymond Green.
216-474-0092. I'll try to get to a couple of more people. And you really are giving this light. These workout videos.
Oh, I love them. I've been watching every single one. The algorithm is feeding me workout videos from quarterbacks.
Susan Powder joins us in 5 minutes on The Fan. Northeast Ohio Fence and Deck, neofence.com. Folks, it's time to go there because Jim Randall and his family have you taken care of. If you're looking to build a fence, a perimeter around your property, it is time to go to Northeast Ohio Fence.
right now, including Ernie Els at 3 under par after round number 1. Get all the latest Browns content filtered right to your phone during this offseason by following the Browns playlist and 92.3 The Fan on the Odyssey app. Headline sports news every 20 minutes right here on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas.
Get the latest Cavs news, the afternoon drive. Weekdays starting at 2. Cleveland's Sports Radio, 92.3 The Fan.
$7:20, Justin Latta. Are the Guardians going to be buyers or sellers in just over 2 weeks? When the hell's Jose Ramirez going to come back? Gavin Williams might not be an ace yet, but he had ace stuff. I don't know if you saw that yesterday. Actually, we were on the phone. I know you saw that yesterday. Boy, you want to talk about doing exactly what you need when needed the most. That's what Gavin Williams did yesterday. Struck out 11 in that game, about last night, 7:45. And yes, coming in hot at 9:45 today. Please keep your comments within the boundaries of good taste.
When's the last time we had one?
It's been a few weeks.
In 3 weeks.
It's been a few weeks.
So do you think people will be rusty, or do you think they'll be firing on all cylinders?
I don't know. It's July. I don't know if they will. Sometimes they get a little loosey-goosey. Sometimes they're just horrible. I know we've had some political news going on recently. You actually made reference to one. I know I'm going to have to keep my finger on the dump button. It's going to be a lively one, I'm sure. If it's good, it's going to be probably over the line, and I'm going to have to dump a couple. So please keep your comments within the boundaries of good taste. But yeah, Justin Latta joining us here in just over 20 minutes, so we got to get going. You have what is your obsession with these workout videos? Not Keanu Tom, that's how I said it before. But.
So I thought all the football players, they have their time to themselves, 5 weeks between the mini camp and the start of training camp. I know various Brown staffers are on vacation that I'm in touch with. So I just thought this was recreation time. This was get everything out of your system before that. And wouldn't you know, our quarterbacks are not resting on their laurels, Kenny. Based on social media, our quarterbacks are #grinding. And I love to see it. And it tells me that we could be in for a big year, because I'm seeing some workout videos. I saw one where Shedeur Sanders was closing his eyes and throwing passes. I mean, chucking passes, eyes closed. Like, this is stuff I'd never seen before. And he had never seen him either because his eyes were closed. Apparently then Deshaun Watson and Concepcion, and he was just throwing darts. And I know Mary Kay said the shoulder was an issue. I saw no evidence on this one throw that they showed that loops, because when you're on social media, it just loops. Just one throw, and you're like, did I see 8 throws? No, it's just one throw. But then I saw Shedeur Sanders, and it was like dinner time, 4th workout of the day. I'm like, 4 workouts? Man, Josh Allen, I don't see any evidence that he even has had 1 workout. And our quarterback has 4. And then, is there even more after that? Is there 5 and 6? Like, these guys, they are on the grind. They are on the hustle. And I'm telling you, I just think this is setting up. Todd Monken has clearly planted that seed that you guys, gentlemen, are in a competition. Get out there, close your eyes, throw some passes, workout, hustle, workout, grind, workout, lunch, workout, dinner, workout.
None of this is real.
Go to the D3 schools, work out some more. Have Jim Tressel come and hang out.
What's the matter with the D3 school going to work out? It's right down the street.
I saw them both of them.
On the same field?
On the same field.
Are they together?
I didn't know they were on the same field.
Now, is it at the same time, or is it your turn and your camera crew, and then we'll reserve later on my turn, my
I believe they both meet at the 50. They take 10 paces each way.
Well,
why don't they just borrow each other's film crew?
Field and quarterback.
Why have 2 different film crews?
Which one's Aaron Burr?
Just have one film crew.
No, you need your own film crews.
Are the film crews competitive with each other? Are they competing?
Yeah, of course.
Can one quarterback win, but the other quarterback's film crew advances? Like, how does that work?
That I don't know.
I feel like we're leaving a lot on the cutting room floor when it comes to the film crews.
I saw Shedeur workout videos. I did not see any Deshaun Watson workout videos. There's a Deshaun Watson workout, which is oddly enough because I was there for a Deshaun workout video being made once, which was wild.
There's also a recent one of him on one knee punching the air several times as
This is
part of a
recent?
workout. Yeah, Deshaun.
Okay.
By the way,
Is he visualizing?
I don't think I'm really critical of
Eyes were open.
any of those workouts. Like I see LeBron on that bouncy ball doing the thing, and I'm like, that's got to be very difficult, and anybody ripping him for it's got to be silly. So I'm not going to. And by the way, I know what I look like, so I'm not going to rip out workout videos. So this is a totally fake thing. None of this is real.
What do you mean it's fake?
It's not fake. The workouts are really going on, but the whole argument over it is fake because one, this is not a competition that's played out in the public. This is not a campaign. It's not a campaign. Nobody's voting for this.
Wait a second. Yeah, there is. Todd Monken is voting for this.
That's not a vote. That's a dictatorship. That's not how it works. You're basically comparing him to Putin then.
And remember,
you can have your votes all you want, but you know who's going to win.
I still haven't seen Deshaun Watson. I haven't seen him present a gift yet to Todd Monken the way Shedeur did.
I don't think he would want that. It would probably mix it up even more. Let me point this out. It's not a public vote. If it were a public vote, Shedeur Sanders would win in a landslide. He would have 80% of the vote. Because you would have 20% that might go to Deshaun Watson, except 10% don't like either of them, so they would just abstain. So that doesn't matter. So he would have 80% of the vote. Would you say if you had to pick between the two, like again, there's some Browns fans, they don't like either of them. They tell us every day. Fine. But if you had to pick between the two, 9 out of 10 Browns fans, I think, would pick Shedeur Sanders over Deshaun Watson.
I think so.
Okay. So it would be the greatest landslide in election history, even more than Reagan. All right? It would be. It's not a competition there. The only competition is to Todd Monken. Does Todd Monken care about workout videos? No. Does anything on the internet? I know he's on Twitter somewhat. I don't even know if it's him or maybe it's a family member, but fine. Yeah, what?
Well, you can just drive right down the street and watch them.
I don't know if
or
he's
he
allowed.
Could do that.
I don't know if they're allowed to be in the same
he
spot.
He could go stand on top of Mid Park High School.
Oh, okay, with binoculars.
Look right in.
Like Little Giants?
Yeah.
Look on in. He could do that if he wanted to.
You don't think
I guess there's ways to do it.
You don't think Todd Monken loves hearing that his quarterbacks are, quote, grinding?
I think he's glad that guys are taking it seriously. I think he's glad that guys are working out because he hasn't made his decision yet, or at least not to anybody else he has. So I think he's probably happy about that, but I don't think he cares about any of the workout videos or anything like that. Because I know it's like, hey, you can look good and you can be in really good shape and you can throw a frozen rope. I mean, we had Brandon Whedon here who was hitting clay pigeons and doing all the parlor tricks there. But when it comes to reading the defense, what did Brandon Whedon do? That's right, Jack, you know what. So when it comes to all this stuff, it doesn't matter, Anthony.
But Shedeur, it's not even about reading defenses now because Shedeur's eyes are closed. And if you can do that with your eyes closed, I mean,
his eyes are closed in the video?
5 of 5 at the bottom of the video.
Yeah.
His eyes are closed in one of the videos?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. You've got to see it.
So if he's able, think about that. If he's able to get to the line of scrimmage process, understand the defense to such a degree that his eyes can be closed when he's delivering the football.
I'm actually just kind of curious, and I'd like to see that. But that's for after the segment here. Because that might be kind of a cool skill, but again, it goes right back to what?
Skill.
But that doesn't make me want to start him as a quarterback.
Mahomes throws no-look passes in NFL games.
Yeah, and what that did was ruin a whole lot of other people because there's a lot of other idiots who tried and they just threw disgusting picks because they didn't know what the hell they were doing. Him and Matt Stafford ruined people on Instagram.
They really did.
A whole generation of quarterbacks right after those guys like, oh, I'm going to try it too. Anyway, so let me get back to it. None of this matters. If you want to start a fight between the Deshaun people and the Shedeur people, fine. But there's way more Shedeur people than there are Deshaun people. I don't know if there aren't any Deshaun people out there, really. And when it comes to Browns fans, again, I don't know if there are any either. So that doesn't really matter. None of this matters. Todd Monken doesn't care. Todd Monken's only going to care whether or not that they know the offense, that they can make the throws, but they really know the offense, and they conduct the offense, and they can move the ball down the field, and that he has confidence in him, and that the other players have confidence in their teammate. That's what matters here. You're telling me about workout videos, and I know you're having fun with it, but if they want to make workout videos for their brands, knock yourself out. That's fair. You guys got sponsors. You guys got obligations that you have to meet. You guys have fan bases that take up the content. I'm serious. Bring all the cameras out. We're in a new media age. We're in a completely different era of athlete. Shedeur Sanders will not be the only quarterback with cameras following him around wherever he goes. That argument, it died at the beginning of last year. Get used to it. It ain't changing. And for some of you guys, and I'm talking to even some of the people in the Cleveland media here, I'm not trying to do family on family stuff here, but for some of you guys who are out there, even Jason, I guess I'll call him out by name because he said it on this show, well, if he can't start, he's got to be cut. You think that he's the last guy that you're going to deal with a wild fan base? Really? This is only the beginning, folks. They go to different schools all over the place. There's guys who I've written down already in different positions as well. They're in 4 schools as I'm getting ready for the 2027 draft class to watch the 2026 season. They're in 4 schools. They have their own fan bases. So it's not like, well, this guy went to Oregon, so he's got a big Ducks fan base. It's all on them now. And so just get used to it if you're in the media. And for them, that's fine. For us, whatever. It's on you to get used to it. But for Todd Monken, his job's still the same. Can he conduct the offense? Who's better at doing that? Who's got more confidence with his teammates while conducting the offense? Who can conduct the offense, has confidence with his teammates, and can actually complete passes? Well, that's part of conducting the offense now, isn't it? All those 3 things, and plus many other things that we don't even know about, are going to contribute to whoever starts the season at quarterback. So we can watch all the videos we want. I hope that all the fan bases are happy with their guys' workout videos. Is Dylan Gabriel doing workout videos?
I know. I haven't seen anything from Dylan Gabriel. I have not heard
from the Dylan Gabriel delegation. Is Taylon Green doing workout videos? Or is he just going 0 dark 30 and he's in the lab?
Now, some people do that too. Some people are into not showing all the work that they are doing. So there are plenty of different ways to go about it.
Well, if they don't have the market that Shedeur Sanders or Deshaun Watson does, I guess they don't have to. But if they do, you better get a camera crew out there and get it going. I got nothing against them, but the whole thing about the workout stuff, that's July, man. That's just July. I would hope it's the only real competition for quarterback in the NFL. Those aren't my words. Who said that?
Jeremy Fowler.
Okay, it's the only real quarterback competition in the NFL. I thought it was Field Yates.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Might be either one.
Well, what's the Kyler Murray situation?
They both have thick hair.
Definitely?
They're both on different beats reporting right now, grinding. Field Yates and Jeremy Fowler.
They're grinding, hashtag. But this is the only one. So I hope they're doing everything they can to win the job. But I don't think any video is going to help Todd Monken make his decision other than the tape they see in practice every day. Because they're not going to leave their starting quarterback this year to a vote. If they did, then we still wouldn't see anything with Deshaun Watson. 216-474-0092. Coming up at 7:45 about last night. Also some wild audio that you have to hear and a wild comparison. I just have to hear it from him to be able to see whether or not he's a takesman when it comes to these defensive ends in the NFL. But coming up in 5 minutes, Justin Latta going to join us on the show, Locked On Guardians. Are the Guardians buyers, and could possibly Stephen Kwan be playing his way into a trade right now? I don't know if you've noticed, but he's actually a hot hitter over the last couple of weeks. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, Justin Latta in 5 on the Fan.
It's Anthony Lima 4, my friends over at Fanatics Sportsbook. We're right now.
stroke over Darren Clark and Mike Weir. 5 players, including Ernie Els, right now at 3 under par. And find 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get the best content from our shows each and every weekday. That's 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. Headline sports news every 20 minutes right here on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas.
Guardians finally got a win up in Minnesota. Gavin Williams, he might not be a, quote, ace yet, but there was ace tendencies yesterday afternoon. He had 11 strikeouts. They needed him badly. He gave him everything he could. It was the best performance I've seen in sports all week. Don't even start ripping me. I didn't see much of the World Cup, so don't even start that. I turned off the Belgium thing at halftime. I saw the whole Gavin Williams game. And then I saw Hunter Gaddis and Cade Smith, the whole deal, man. Yeah. So they're still in the thick of things and to talk about the Guardians and see whether or not they're going to make some moves and whether or not Stephen Kwan is actually playing himself into a trade, possibly. Justin Latta joins us right now. He's the host of Locked On Guardians, one of the finer baseball minds you're ever going to find in the area, and I mean that sincerely. He's on the Wise Heart Right, We Make It Right, Call Kyle Right hotline. Justin, good morning to you.
Good morning. Well, it's a lot of smoke this morning. I appreciate that, Ken.
Well, thank you very much, my friend, for coming on. And first off, with this team, like we did have some people getting in yesterday, Justin. Like things aren't going really well. They had lost 4 in a row. It's been rough. Let's just call it what it is. It's been rough. Even though we're still in a tie for the AL Central lead, there were still some people saying, I can't believe it, that they should be sellers. I don't think there's a chance in hell they are sellers, but Stephen Kwan has been pretty hot here over the last couple of weeks. Would this be a time to just go ahead and hold on to him and see what we can get for the rest of the year? Or do you think that they might be willing to make a move on him?
I mean, you don't have a real replacement, do you? Like, there's nobody else you can – how are you going to upgrade if you make that move? Like, I know offensively he's been better recently, and defensively, obviously, things haven't changed. He's been great in left. He's been great in center. That's gone really well. I think it's better off that they keep him at this point and see if this stretch is real. You know, he's starting to walk a little more. He's starting to hit a little bit. You get Jose back. You get Angel back. I don't really know what you're going to get back from him. Like the ship kind of sailed last year on trading him. I think at least in season. Like that's a different conversation you can have in November or December if they're allowed to make trades with the lockout. But I think at this point there's no point in selling him this season because the return's just not going to be there, and you're not going to upgrade either. Like they need to add to this team, not subtract. And I don't think you're going to make your team better by trading him right now.
What has been the issue with them recently? Because it seems that they've been just a little bit, they've been a lot more passive at the plate. In considering how the way things were with Stephen Vogt when he first took over, I mean, they seem to be very aggressive, almost too aggressive at the plate. And now that's changed. I know they're trying to draw walks, but I mean, I know you brought up Daniel Schneemann, a couple days ago, where he just watches after 2-1, he watches the next 2 strikes go by, and it's like you need these guys in these moments, and they're kind of clutching, trying to get walks instead of trying to get hits.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are caught in between. The problem is, like, there's just no margin for error, and I think that the offense knows that they are struggling, so they're going to go up there and put a lot of pressure on themselves, and they know they don't have Jose Ramirez, and they know they don't have Angel Martinez. Chase DeLauder's been great since he came back, thankfully. But these guys know, like, they're struggling. They need to score runs. And I think they're just caught in between. They're not walking as much now as they were early in the year. Like, early in the year, when Jose, wasn't exactly being Jose, they were still working walks. Reese Hoskins works walks. He's hit a couple home runs this week, so that's great. That's what he was brought here to do, was hit home runs and walk, and you live with the strikeouts. But, yeah, a lot of these guys, I think, are just caught in between. Like, right now, you are seeing them chase out of the zone a little bit more. Their approach has kind of gone south, and they've got to be a team that just does the little things well, whether that's, taking your walks or moving the runner over, getting the sac fly. Like, what was it? Reese Hoskins was up, was it Tuesday night's game, I think, with the runner on third. It was Chase DeLauder on third with 1 out. And, unfortunately, I think he just knew he was not going to come through because he's not a contact guy. Like, he's not a guy who up there saying, okay, this guy can give us a sac fly. Like, he's an extra base hit guy, a strikeout, or a walk. So it's just a lot of guys caught in between and probably putting a lot of pressure on themselves right now.
Justin, you mentioned the lack of margin for error, and I think that's obviously been a theme of your pod with Jeff, and I'm an avid listener, so I want to ask you while you're on, because yesterday a member of the show, Owen, he had said that he is not as high on this year's team as he was last year's team at this time, which I thought was crazy because they were so far back. So given everything you know about this team and knowing that they're going to get reinforcements with, the return of Jose Ramirez and Martinez, where are you on this year's team right now?
First of all, Lima, thanks for listening. I really appreciate that. But no, I still think it's a better team than a year ago. Like, remember last year they were running out John Kenzie Noel and, Jonathan Rodriguez was up for stints last season, and you had Nolan Jones and a lot of guys like Bo Naylor was playing the whole year. And ironically, like Austin Hedges is actually a competent hitter this year. Bazan has been hitting at second base a lot better because last year it was Arias and Rocio and they weren't hitting. So honestly, like if you look at each individual spot, I know they've all gone through struggles and Kwan hasn't been the same, and Jose wasn't the same. But if you look at each piece individually, like offensively, as far as upside and potential goes, I think there's a lot more reason for optimism. But the problem is right now is you've got multiple rookies out there. You had Cooper Ingle for a stint, and you had Juan Brito for a stint, and you had Chase DeLauder, who slowed down, got hurt, has been better. Kyle Manzardo is probably the one guy who hasn't quite been the same this year, even though he had like a good, month stretch there. But no, overall, I think if you look at the pieces individually, there's a lot more reason for hope and optimism. They just need to have a couple guys be consistent at the same time. Like it just seems like they get 4 or 5 guys at a time who are all just going through it. And a product of that, I think, is you've had a lot of rookies in this lineup, and you don't have Jose in the middle of the order right now, which makes them easier to pitch to because you don't have that threat, even if Jose wasn't Jose. But I think it's a little crazy, at least offensively, to say that you can't be higher because, like, even in the second half, like it was C.J. Kapis and George Valera, and those guys were, okay. But I think that the upside's much higher with the guys they have right now and will be better once they get Jose and Angel back.
Realistically, what can they do to help this bullpen, Justin?
That's going to be, I think, the key thing because offense – everybody at the deadline wants bullpen help, right? That's the thing everyone's looking for. And then there's, I saw Ken Rosenthal saying yesterday that, a right-handed hitter might be on their list, at least at first base, which is interesting. It's just going to be slim pickings. Like, I thought the Marlins, like there was a couple months ago, we were talking about a left-handed reliever in their bullpen. And I was like, great fit for Cleveland. But hey, the Marlins are 10 games above 500. They're 3 out of the East behind the Braves, who, were off to a hot start. And, Cleveland's got to face them this week. So, it's going to be tough. They needed a left-handed reliever before when Tim Herron was struggling and Eric Sabrowski went out, and now Sabrowski's back, and he's kind of looked lost, and now Herron's on the IL. Like they probably need at least 2 relievers, whether that's, Alaman being up here consistently, if it's Espino at some point, but they definitely need to trade for a reliever at some point. But it's just going to be hard. Like there's just not a lot of sellers, and a part of that is everybody in the AL is, pushed together in the middle. You have these extra wild cards, so you have a lot of teams who aren't sellers, they're not buyers, they're just standing pat. Maybe a bad week at the end of July makes them a little bit different. Like there's a couple guys in the Padres, but they don't typically sell. I think the hard part is just who's going to sell, who has those relievers, because I just don't see a lot of options.
And let me throw something by here. Like I watched Hunter Gaddis yesterday, and I've always had an affinity for him. I'm from Canton. I think anybody who went to high school in Stark County has a buddy who looks exactly like Hunter Gaddis, who's a dear friend and a wild card, right? So I'm always going to have an affinity for him. But he started out as a starter. He becomes a reliever. I think he's been a pretty good reliever over his stretch here with the Cleveland Guardians. Can they do something like that with somebody down there if we're not going to be able to trade for somebody? Because there's so many teams that are still kind of, quote-unquote, in it. You can't just go out and get bullpen arms, as you were saying. Could they convert anybody coming up?
Yeah, I mean, you could put Yorman Gomez, who's on the 40-man roster, into the bullpen. I think his future is in the bullpen anyway. He's, an undersized guy, and his fastball probably plays up better in the bullpen. I think Justin Campbell was a guy who could have been on his way to be an option, a guy who was drafted in 2022 but didn't pitch till this year because of multiple surgeries and injuries, but he's on the IL right now with an oblique issue. He's a guy you could have put in the bullpen late in the season. So, yeah, right now it's if he gets back and healthy, maybe him, but, I don't think – are you using Logan Allen as a left-handed reliever? I don't think that's the kind of thing that fits his role the most. Maybe he's better as a trade piece, but then you lose starting pitching depth. Walters is hurt. So, yeah, it's kind of messy down there. They don't have a lot of relievers that they can call up. But I agree. I think if there's anybody down there to do it with, it's Gomez, and hopefully if you get Justin Campbell healthy, you can maybe explore that option.
You know, we were tinkering with crazy ideas, and Francisco Lindor's name came up, which I'm sure makes...
Oh, we're going to ask him about it.
You probably want to tear your hair out. But part of it was trying to figure out where Travis Bazzana belongs. Obviously, he's been a second baseman. The footwork, there have been some issues defensively. Where do you think, 2 years from now, Bazzana is playing in the field?
I still think he's at second base. I mean, you can explore the outfield if you really want to, but the problem right now with Cleveland is it's hard to see, on the horizon because things can change year to year, but they actually are not flush with middle infield prospects. Like, Angel Hanao is their best middle infield prospect right now, and behind him, I don't even know if I could tell you another guy that I'm really excited about in the minors, at least not like someone who's going to be ready in the next 2 years. So unless they make a move to add somebody and they think it's the best, course to move him to the outfield, I think he stays at second base. I mean, you could go Rocio up the middle with Angel Hanao whenever he is ready, and you can move Bazzana. But I think Bazzana's going to be fine. Like, is he ever going to be a Gold Glover? No, probably not. But the work ethic's there, the athleticism is there. I think he'll at least turn himself into an average defender. I just think there's too much talent, and we know the work ethic is, legendary. So I just can't see him being anything but at least average there. And yeah, he could play the outfield. I think that's the best way to go. But again, they'd have to make some moves because their middle infield depth in the minors is just not as good as it once was.
How hard is outfield when our answer to everybody is, well, just stick him in the outfield. Bring him up. We'll just put him in the outfield, Justin.
Yeah, Cooper Ingle, right? That was great. Tell him, Wash. It's easy. They have great coaching. Like, everyone talks about how great JT McGuire is working with guys, but I don't think Cooper Ingle played enough outfield in the minors, quite honestly. Like, yeah, you can't have the forgetting the outs, and you can't drop a ball that you had in your glove and you didn't squeeze it, whatever. You can't have those mistakes. But I want to say the guy played 9 or 10 games in the outfield. Like, you just need more reps in the minors before you bring a guy up and put him in that situation. And I think that made his head spin at the plate as well. I mean, they're at least putting Ralphie in left field more often than they did Cooper Ingle.
All right. Francisco Lindor, would you actually trade for him?
Would I actually trade for him? Yes. If money's not an object, yes, I would still bring him back here. It'd be a great fit. But when it comes to the money and whatever it's going to take to bring him back, I don't see it being realistic. But yeah, I think you take him back in a heartbeat. And this team was a different team with him and Jose playing next to each other. But I just don't know how that trade makes itself work.
So you find me foolish is what you're saying.
I mean, I'm not going to crap on your hopes and dreams, Ken, but I just don't see a pathway.
Oh,
but
no.
If you want to pretend.
My issue has been, they brought it up in the afternoon, and then we brought it up here in the morning, and then everybody is on the station, except Nick agrees with me. Because I'm going, well, I watch the Mets. I don't think that he's part of the problem with the Mets. I think if you were trying to retool the Mets, I don't think that you start with him. So I think it's a non-issue there. Leave money out of it, just because money's always going to be an issue for us. I'm like, don't you have to run it by Jose first before you make a move like that? Like, this is Jose's team. Like, he's the one who stayed.
I think Jose is down for whatever helps the team. Like, he's never been not on board for any kind of move. I mean, I can't imagine he would say no to that. I mean, they came up together. They've been friends. I know, Jose did stay, but Lindor's not having a great year. I'm just kind of looking at his numbers now, but I can't imagine if Jose thought it was going to help the team. I mean, he was the guy who wanted, Austin Hedges back, and Austin Hedges until this year was not much of a hitter, but he said they missed him when they didn't have him in 2023. And so I think anybody who helps the team, Jose's on board with. I would love to see it. Like, I think he's better than the numbers suggest this year. If we can leave money out of it, I think it makes sense.
What has led to this renaissance of Brian Rocio this season?
That's a great question. I mean, he's not striking out as much. If you look under the hood, there's just not a ton of things I can sit there and say, like, oh, this is what's going better for him. I think he just has more confidence in the plate. He's making more contact. He's not trying to do too much, but it's very hard to believe like things are sustainable. I hate to say that. Like, maybe it will be because he's gotten this far doing it, and I didn't expect it to last this long. But yeah, the biggest change for him is he's just not striking out as much. I think he's chasing a little bit less. I don't know. He's chasing the same line as he did a year ago, so I guess that hasn't changed either. Yeah, I don't know. He's not striking out. That's the biggest thing I can really point to, and I hope it keeps up.
Is Reese Hoskins' days numbered? Are they?
I think they have to be. I know he's very well liked in the clubhouse, and he's been a good leader for this team that's got a lot of young guys. But if you can find a way to upgrade his spot on the roster, I think you have to do it because I don't think he's bringing you exactly what you're looking for. Remember there was like a rumor that they were going to sign Ty France over the offseason. I was like, no, Ty France is a terrible fit. Well, guess what? Ty France is having a better year than Reese Hoskins. The skills made sense. That's something they needed. But, yeah, if you can upgrade over him, I think you can bite the bullet and move on from him.
Justin Latta, he is co-host of Locked On Guardians. You can find him on Twitter. You can find him on Blue Sky at JL_baseball. Justin, thank you very much for the time, buddy. All the best.
I always have time for you guys.
Justin Latta on the Wise Heart Right, We Make It Right, Call Kyle Right hotline. I want to follow up on something there with what he said about Jose Ramirez at 8:01 on the Fan. Coming up in 5 minutes, we have About Last Night where Bryce Harper, we have a gambling controversy with him, Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, and we're betting against the house. Coming up in 5 on the Fan.
All right, really.
by the Adams Board of Cuyahoga County. Betting happens as fast as sports, and now every play is faster than ever before. Know the risks. Learn more at pausebeforeyouplay.org. Brought to you by the Cuyahoga County Problem Gambling Coalition and the Adams Board. In crisis now, dial 988.
LeBron watches on.
And this fall, I'm going to take my talents to...
Could he make another return to Cleveland? We are the place for all the latest NBA news and rumors. We are Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.
So much can happen around the globe that we never hear of.
I really don't give a I mean, it had nothing to do with me. I mean, they moved the meeting. I didn't miss it. I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
How it is when you win in Cleveland, man. They love you. When you lose, it's the way it should be.
He's a piece of crap. The kid, he sucks. He's sucked his whole career.
I got rumors about him. He couldn't please his wife, so now he's divorced.
That sounds really good, but I'm not 6'5", and I don't have the athletic ability to play in the NBA.
Now the Ken Carman Show with Anthony Lima give their thoughts on what you might have missed about last night.
The Guardians avoided a sweep yesterday afternoon with a 5-2 victory yesterday in the land of 10,000 Lakes against the Twins. It was just with a doctor order. They snapped the 4-game losing streak after 7 guys came out of the pen. The previous day, Gavin Williams, 7 strong innings, 11 strikeouts. And these guys, they're homering. 3 homers yesterday. This team has been amazing with the power, but this upcoming series against the Marlins is going to be the biggest test of the season so far for them.
Which is wild, considering that nobody thought the Marlins was going to be anywhere decent like at the outset of the season. Like, you could look at the AL Central and go, oh wow, the White Sox, they're a surprise. Well, you know what, they're 47 and 45. But if you look at where the Marlins are, they're in a much tougher division. They're 10 games over 500, and they had the best month of June in baseball. They're still in third place.
Yesterday, we closed the show by saying it was a must-win. And people scoff when we say that. They say it's overused. You can't do that in baseball. I can tell you did not want to go into the break limping to 5 losses, letting the Twins back in the Central discussion, and then having to go up against this very formidable Miami team. We were worried about the bullpen. The starters, they're going to need to come through in a big way. Absolutely what happened yesterday with Gavin. And you even got a Chase DeLauder home run. Kwan seems to be getting out of the funk a little bit. It's been a nice
few weeks for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's hitting 300 over the last, a bit over 300 over the last few weeks.
Yeah, so look, they needed that in a big way. They got it. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling.
God, I hope so. But are we just making a big deal? Oh, never mind. We'll go right on ahead, John. That's the end of me.
You said that you hope so. Bryce Harper is embroiled in a controversy after a personalized video he recorded for FanDuel VIP Terry Thompson is cited in Thompson's lawsuit against FanDuel, where he wagered $18.5 million, losing $1.5 million. And here is the message that Bryce sent to the gambler.
Hey, Terry, what's up, brother? Hey, man, your host, Brittany from FanDuel, wanted to make sure your Thanksgiving was extra special. So I just wanted to hop on here and wish you and your family a wonderful Thanksgiving. Tell I said hello. I appreciate all the support through the years, and I just hope you have a great day. Enjoy it, and let's see you soon. Bye.
I want to know so much more about what that Thanksgiving was like for, who is it, Terry?
Terry Thompson.
I want to know so much more. So he's wagered 18.5 and lost 1.5. So there's some highs and lows going on in Terry's life, and I wonder if they were kind of letting him have it over Thanksgiving, if they're even still together. And if he could just say, well, hold on. Bryce Harper
is not saving your marriage.
Is wishing us well and wants us to have a great Thanksgiving. So I think we owe it to my favorite athlete, Bryce Harper. My girl at the company knows that this could cheer us up. Let's go.
Do you rip Bryce? Are you ripping Bryce Harper? Do you want me to rip Bryce Harper? Because it's the same as a cameo. I'm sure he got paid to do that.
It is a cameo.
Oh, okay.
So they just slapped the logo on. People were freaking out over this, but he did know that it was going to be a FanDuel thing. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there where, like, it's something that is...
Wait, did FanDuel pay for his cameo?
Yeah, but he says it in he knows who it's made for and who he's doing this.
Okay, but...
I mean, it's for the VIP girl, Brittany, to give to Terry.
If John Colavito just wanted to, like, I don't have cameo, but if John Colavito was like, hey, I'm going to give you $100, do this cameo video for so-and-so. But if Colavita Tree Farm wants me to do it, and they're going to put their logo over me, like, whoa, wait a minute. Oh, I don't represent Colavita Tree Farm.
Well, am I addicted to trees?
Yeah, can't get enough of them.
What kind of trees?
Mm-hmm. So I thought about this, given so much. We've talked about Brennan Sorsby so much. Do you think they would need Brennan Sorsby to make a video for the intended recipient, Brennan Sorsby? Cheer up, Brendan. Here's your favorite quarterback.
Hey, Brendan.
Hey, it's Brennan Sorsby.
Brendan, what's up, brother? It's Kenny Carman, man. I know you got I know you're not playing college football this year, and I know that really sucks. But think about the bright side, man. Like, I don't want to talk about you anymore on the show, so you're not going to have to come to Cleveland. You're not going to have to deal with all that fishbowl stuff, and I wish you well. I hope you roll 7 over the summer, man. I don't know what you're doing.
And Brittany
Maybe
says
start
you're a big Ken Carman fan. You love tuning in to Ken Carman up in Cleveland, 92.3 The Fan. They talk about you all the time.
Think his wife gets upset about Brittany?
I'd like to know more about this whole dynamic. I mean,
wait, Bryce Harper's wife gets upset about the Brittany?
No,
the
Terry
guy's
Thompson.
wife. Terry Thompson has to be getting a divorce by now.
Because if Terry
Bryce Harper's not saving your marriage.
Well,
There's no way you could do that.
What is he doing that he can wager $18.5 million?
I don't think he lost his ass if he could wager $18.5 million and still lose 1.5. But say I lost my ass gambling, I can't go home and be like, well, Birdie sent us a message, Liz. It's going to be okay.
I got to know, and somebody's got to continue the investigation. How much was he up?
I think that's where it's at. Because what if he started at $500,000, right, and at some point got up $6 million, and now he's down 1.5?
I think we got to see what. Maybe tomorrow's a better day. Maybe you have some better luck, and let's see what happens.
You gamble a lot, don't you, Johnny?
I don't gamble at all.
You don't?
I have gambled one time in my entire life when I went to a Notre Dame basketball game.
Why would you gamble on a Notre Dame basketball game?
I was going to go call a game at Northwestern. We were driving.
You gambled on a game you called?
No,
my Lord.
No, it was Notre Dame versus Virginia.
Stop that.
It was Notre Dame versus Virginia. We were driving through it. We were driving to Northwestern. You pass right by Notre Dame.
No wonder you were so animated during the call.
Wow.
I was like, man, he really cares about this random November matchup.
So wait, you were calling a Northwestern Penn State game?
Yes, it was Northwestern Penn State.
And then it was why did you keep giving Notre Dame Virginia updates during the Penn State game? Why did you keep doing that, John?
Very close attention. Now, how does this stack up with the young hotshot San Antonio Spurs broadcaster who just lost his job yesterday?
Lord, that was insane.
Amid a big controversy.
Is it fair for him to lose his job for having an affair?
I know somebody else who lost their job because of this. I do know somebody else who lost their job because of this. I'm not at liberty to say.
Can you give me any details?
It was a team in Philadelphia who lost their job.
Are they sensual details?
Well, it was the man who lost his job, so I don't. Oh, sensual details? Yeah, pretty sensual details.
The man lost his job because I know there have been a lot of sideline reporters that have ended up having romantic relationships with athletes.
Sideline reporters are insiders,
and they have not lost their jobs. In fact, they've only gotten better gigs along the way.
Well, that's true. There was an affair with Chris Ionetta a couple years back.
Now we're just naming names.
Names? What are you doing, you ass? What is it with you in this segment? You just have to name names. What is it with you?
What are you talking about? When else have I named names?
Last week, you weren't here last week.
Thank God.
You should have heard what he did last week.
What'd you do last week,
We can't tell you because he'll just tell you right now.
I don't remember. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm not doing mics off. I'll tell you during the break. If you were listening last week, you know exactly what I'm yelling at John about.
All right.
Boy, you just have no filter, do you? None.
No.
Naming names and accusations and all these other things.
This isn't accusations.
Well, I'm just going to start making accusations about you. Because if you
already made an accusation that I was a pharmacist.
If you just admitted, they don't know about that. That's on the internet. People don't know. I didn't say it on the air. If you just admitted to gambling on a game that wasn't even yours, how am I to assume you never gambled on a game? What, just because you told me I'm to assume that this is the truth? That doesn't matter to me. See, this is Sorsby all over again. This is Pete Rose all over again. How many Sioux City goofball games did you bet on, John?
You can't gamble on those.
Oh, you can't, can you? John, you can gamble on anything.
Yes, you can.
You can gamble on anything.
Just ask our friends up the road, the Sharps and Vermilion.
I guarantee the Sharps and Vermilion, if not any Eagles or Elks Club or wherever, I guarantee they've even gambled on whether or not I will say, what does it matter to the price of fish? Or what's that got to do with the price of fish? Or any of the other things that pop out of our mouths. People gamble on anything, John. Don't lie to the listeners. And don't lie to yourself.
That's it for About Last Night.
It might be it for your illustrious career.
Illustrious is a strong word.
Well, yeah. Well, your hair's lustrous, I'll tell you that. You are dressed to the nines for a 7-hour car trip. I don't know why.
Hell yeah.
You're driving.
By yourself?
Yeah, by myself. And me in a bowl of Chipotle.
You eat the bowl of Chipotle while you drive?
Yeah, of course.
in that in your finest button up.
This isn't my finest button up.
You're going to get a call for a drunk driver, and you're going to be swerving all over the road. It's just you trying to eat a bowl. You eat bowls at Chipotle while you drive?
Not very difficult to eat while you drive.
Is that said by somebody who's a good driver? Because any idiot can say they're a good driver. I met plenty of people who are bad drivers.
I did say I was a bad driver.
So you say you're a bad driver, and then you eat while you're on the road.
Adding degree of difficulty.
No, that's great.
Maybe like Shador closing his eyes when he's throwing passes. John's like, I can drive with my eyes closed.
This kid.
And eat
Cover me in carne
Chipotle.
asada, and let's get to Philly.
Keith Britton hit it out of the park when he hired this guy. I mean, what a beaut they have stuck in front of us here, boys. This is fantastic. I mean, what fantastic. All right, this is going to sound exactly like what Lima warned us about when it comes to Jared Verse. And maybe I just need to relent on a trade that's never actually going to happen realistically, but I didn't want to happen unrealistically. Confused? You won't be when you listen at 8:01 on The Fan.
It's Anthony Lima for Fanatic Sportsbook.
Thursday, he's in front by 1 stroke. Listen to The Fan Rewind weeknights 11 to midnight. All the best segments from all our shows, and you can always listen on the Odyssey app. Headline sports news every 20 minutes right here on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas.
Don't trust anybody with your Cavs coverage unless they have sports in their name. We are Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.
Connie. Contest time, 93 The Fan, looking for a winner. Enter the code word WASH, WASH at 923thefan.com. You have till 9 a.m. your chance to win a $50 gift card to Blue Falls Car Wash. For this week only, free washes, the Blue Falls Car Wash, North Canton location only. And it's all brought to you by Blue Falls Car Wash and Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.
I'm going to get the Lindor here in a second. I knew you were going to want to do this. So who's this guy who got fired in San Antonio? I don't know much about this. You said you wanted to do it. Let's do it. If you want to bring back John, bring back John. I don't care.
John was working on the audio.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. Well, I was out of the room. All right. My bad. I wasn't on my phone. My phone was sitting here the whole time.
He didn't say you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, he was looking at his phone.
Use your ears, Cam.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm deaf. You know that. I'm sorry about that.
Tone deaf.
I didn't know what you were doing. That's why I shouldn't have went out and washed my hands. I wash my hands like 80 times a day.
Wash your hands after the show, Ken.
I wash my hands of this entire debacle is what I do. You want to get into the guy at 8:45?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, 8:45. That gives John plenty of time to do it. So now I get to do my Lindor thing. That's always well planned. All right, here is Justin Latta after I asked him earlier this morning on whether or not the Cleveland Guardians should get Francisco Lindor. I think
Jose is down for whatever helps the team. He's never been not on board for any kind of move. I mean, I can't imagine he would say no to that. I mean, they came up together. They've been friends. I know, Jose did stay, but, Lindor's not having a great year. I'm just kind of looking at his numbers now, but I can't imagine if Jose thought it was going to help the team. I mean, he was the guy who wanted Austin Hedges back, and Austin Hedges, until this year, was not much of a hitter, but he said they missed him when they didn't have him in 2023. And so I think anybody who helps the team, Jose's on board with.
Okay, I guess I'll take it back. Go ahead and bring in Francisco Lindor. I just thought the Mets would not bear to part with him because he's a guy you could put on every billboard out there. Things aren't going well with the Mets, but what the hell? I'm not anybody to fight it. I didn't know how Jose would take conversation. It's not real. It's all fantasy. It's not happening. But if you wanted to have a conversation, fine, have a conversation.
I thought it was interesting, too, that
because he's the one who makes these decisions in so many ways. Go ahead.
That Justin said the arrow he felt was pointing up on the Guardian situation when, we were talking to Owen earlier in the week. Owen, you said you weren't necessarily as high on this team.
Yeah.
And look, there's a lot more baseball to be played. You can certainly reserve the right to change your opinion on where this team is. I don't know if there's a lot of value to trade discussions right now when what percentage of the American League is in the hunt? Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the new reality. Mm-hmm. Maybe fortunately or unfortunately. I'd say unfortunately because we're in the playoff hunt every year. So we would love it if we were in the playoff hunt and then fewer teams were in the playoff hunt, and therefore we could poach from those fewer teams. But the reality is the way the system is set up now and so many playoff teams just seems like everybody is hanging around to the last possible chance. So we can't really just pluck guys off other teams in these trade talks. I don't know how valuable the discourse is.
No, yeah, because, you got all those things that you brought up. But I think that people look at it and go, hey, we've been good these last couple of years. It's time to punch over. Like, I do take some of the criticism and look at it and say, all right, some of it's got to be valid. I know there's frustration that plays because they usually play well enough just to make the general public mad. Like, they usually play to but do you understand what I'm saying by that? Like, they usually get to a point where the general public, it's not always a big baseball town, all right? I think they love all three teams. I think they love sports, but it's not always a big baseball town. I really don't think a lot of towns in America are big baseball towns, with the exception of like one. I think that the NFL dominates in 10 of the 12 months, and then other 2 months, then people try to jump in on the baseball. And if your team's good, they'll jump in on the baseball a little bit longer. Whether that's fair or foul, I just think it's the way it is. But I look at the Guardians, and I think there's a lot of things that they do right. I don't know if I want to go messing with stuff, but when you bring up names to bring in, Like, that's a crazy name to bring in. They're still paying him $30 million a year, it seems, over the next decade. That's just way too much. It'd probably be way too much until there's a salary cap, and even then you got to figure out how you would do that, and we don't know if there's actually going to be a cap or a floor after this winter's conversations are done and the lockout and everything like that. But what you do talk about is, hey, what can they do to actually pounce in? Because to some folks, not me, not you, not to this room, it's almost like they're the boy that cried wolf. They're good every year. They say they're going to be good every year, and then they never really punch it in. And who do they lose to? They lose to teams with usually bigger payrolls. And it's like, well, there's not much I can do. Yeah, but they don't want to hear that excuse. Because to them, I say that, and I think it's a fact. To them, it's an excuse.
Well, and especially this year when and if we are in the playoff discussion, we're going to be talking about a Guardians team that at key positions as young as we've ever been. We have so many guys starting. The young guys is why we're seeing some of the miscues and the mistakes, and that's been part of the formula. But those are the negatives. We've had plenty of positives too. So we don't know how. Like right now, I mean, Bazzana and DeLauder. How are you feeling about them in a playoff setting? It's almost impossible to know. Playing.
We saw DeLauder get called up for the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
and didn't play a game in the major leagues. I feel fine about him.
Okay.
I feel good about him. But he mentioned some of the other ones. It's like Bazzana. You won't know until you know, so you got to try him out. I get that.
I don't feel great about him in the field right now. So.
But at the end of all this, it's always the same thing. And I say the same thing for Jose. People get upset with Jose in the postseason. And I go, guys, he's got to carry an entire franchise, and he's only able to do it in 3 or maybe 4 at-bats, depending on the day. That's a lot to put on a guy. Like, had he had stuck it out like most people do, and had he had left us and he were with the Yankees or the Dodgers, well, the Yankees aren't a great example this year, but historically they have been, the Yankees or the Dodgers or a couple of other ball clubs out there, he'd have protection in the order. So there's a lot of things that when this is all done, I mean, I will defend Jose Ramirez and go, yeah, you say he didn't do these, that, and the other. And I will say, look at the lineups he had around you. Had he had Giancarlo Stanton and Juan Soto hitting around him, what would he have done? Had he had Shohei Ohtani actually leading off for him, what would he have done? Like, it certainly wouldn't have hurt him. But these are arguments that the general fan doesn't want to hear. Because I say these things, and everybody loves Jose. Whether you like baseball or not, you love Jose Ramirez. But to them, that's just a big fat excuse. And they don't want to hear it because we've been saying it for years. Because if you have to say it for years, it just turns into a big excuse over time. It's legitimate for a while, but unless you fix something, then you're just giving me excuses. And I think that that's the way the general population of fans feel like that. And I think they'd feel like that in any city, not just here in Cleveland. I think you're going to end up being right about your warning. On something else, too, by the way, Tom.
Is this about verse?
I want to hear what Bill Barnwell had to say, because I have not heard this audio yet. And who the hell, with the type of day that John's having with the foot out the door show for him, who knows what we're getting ready to play here. But here is Bill Barnwell, ESPN, and he says, now this is true, he says that is this true, John? He says that
that is what I heard.
Jared Verse will have more sacks than Myles Garrett this year, is what he says.
I have a fun one. I don't know if I believe it. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to regret it. Jared Verse finishes the year with more sacks than Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett, I think they're going to rest him a little more than they would normally. I wouldn't be shocked if they were rotating guys on that defensive line. There's just going to be a lot more dudes who can get to the quarterback at a really high level. With the Rams, especially if Aaron Donald does come back for part of the year, Jared Verse is going to have to be the dude. And I know he's going to see more double teams than he would have in LA, but he is a phenomenal football player. Is it likely? No, of course not. But this is a what is plausible, but also kind of crazy at the same time podcast. And so could I see Jared Verse having a 14 sack season and Myles Garrett have a 13.5 sack season? Yeah, of course.
Well, I know he's covered everything that I wanted to fight right there in 35 seconds. When he said the double team thing, I go, oh, yeah, that's it. Because before you circle 95, and because 95 is Zeus, he can get around anybody.
The double teams and then the chipping from the running back.
That is true, and that's my first thought. But then he addressed that, and I go, well, that's all the cards I have to play. But when he mentions at the end, hey, unlikely but could possibly happen. So I think he might be having some fun. I know the guys in the afternoon responded to it. I know that they said it was a pretty hot take. I didn't know whether or not he said he was going to have more sacks or more opportunities to have more sacks. Let me go back to what he said right now. I'm going to cover two things at once. One, the 14.5 sacks. I will take it and dance and be excited about 14.5 sacks this year from Jared Verse. I don't know what their record's going to be, and I can't say I would guarantee Andrew Berry another year, even though he seems to be Teflon. And we've started to come back to Andrew Berry, we say that until we find out who wins the quarterback competition, because if it's the veteran in the room, I don't think a lot of people are going to be happy. But let's just go with it now. If you get 14.5 sacks out of Jared Verse and you still have another first-round pick, I don't think many people are going to be that upset at the outset of this season. We'll see how they finish. The other thing you bring up, when people hear that, can't help but think that you're going to have a point here coming up about too much pressure. Because I had a back and forth with somebody. Social media reactions on X brought to you by
Shiben Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store.
I had a back and forth with somebody because they said, because they blame the media. And I said, hey, man, you can blame the media all you want, but the day that we became exasperated and had to cold call NFL insiders to ask them whether or not Myles Garrett was elite that one morning, that wasn't based on us saying it. That was based on Browns fans saying it. Because you're a first overall pick, the team is struggling. They expect you to do even more than what you're capable of. The team may struggle this year. He is traded for the greatest to do it in a Browns uniform. I think you might end up being right about this.
Well,
I think you might end up being right, Tone.
The expectations, I'm so curious to see how people are going to talk about him, because what I'm worried about is, you're right, Myles Garrett was, not only the number one overall pick, he was supposed to be the prize for putting the fan base through absolute hell, which was a hard thing for even though we eventually understood it, that was a hard thing. Jared Verse, also a first-round pick, went 19th overall, and he's already been a Pro Bowler, so that's awesome, and he's already shown some productivity. But are we going to watch the Browns games and pick apart every pass rush attempt and go, what would Myles Garrett have done there? Like, that's what I want to know, how people are going to be evaluating him, because that, to me, is totally unfair.
It is unfair. I don't think you can make a dollars-to-dollars comparison between the two players, especially because one player will play in the playoffs this year, or they should play in the playoffs this year, and one, it would be great if he does, but it's more unlikely than the other one. I think it's very unfair. But what you're telling me is the truth, because I don't know if anybody on the team they have right now, they're ready to throw their lot behind and throw up on every billboard and throw on the side of the stadium. Joel Bitonio's retired. A lot of the veterans are gone. You're not going to do it with Watson. You're not ready to do it with Shador yet. I don't know the future of Denzel Ward. Wish I could say he's guaranteed to stay here, but every time a cornerback gets arrested and possibly could go to jail for life, or one gets hurt, Denzel Ward's going to be brought up. So we're going to have to deal with that throughout training camp. Like Jared Verse, there's no doubt what his future is going to be. He'll get through this year as long as he gets, and even if he doesn't get through this year healthy, God forbid. But if he gets through this year, and he will, then you're going to sign him to a long-term contract. He's the guy you put on billboards. I don't want him to turn into the next Myles Garrett where people are just calling and going, yeah, but what did he really do? What did he do in the fourth quarter? And I think you're going to end up having a point about that, Tone, based on not just on what I heard there, because Bill Barnwell is not a flame-throwing, nut job radio clown.
I love the it's an interesting take.
Like us.
Are they going to be resting Myles? I've always thought about, hey, they're going to be playing with leads, and Myles is going to be going after quarterbacks when they're up, by 10 points with 5 minutes left. But he made a case.
Coming up in a bit, you know where you eat. And somebody found that out the hard way in professional sports. And LeBron took a famous malcontent and made him a fan favorite. You're telling me he can't do that with Draymond Green? Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, take us with you to work in the free Odyssey app.
It's Anthony Lima for Fanatics Sportsbook. And there's still some of those coveted soccer matches remaining. How can you cash in? Of course, it's betting with Fanatics Sportsbook. Download the app right now where you can follow all the World Cup teams, matches, live odds, bet on your favorite teams with Fanatics Sportsbook today. Not to mention, you can bet $20 and get $350 in bonus bets ASAP. That's the beauty of teaming up with Fanatics Sportsbook. And the reason that Fanatics has become America's fastest online growing sportsbook, that is, of course, FanCash, the ultimate.
Odyssey app. Headline sports news every 20 minutes right here on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas.
Coming up in 20 minutes, don't be dipping your pen in the company ink. You're excited about talking about this story. I know you are. Okay, so we have video evidence, which, by the way, go to 92.3 The Fan on social media and follow it because Lima's getting a lot of responses to his workout video take of Shedeur and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And they're surprisingly lighthearted because of what you said about closing his eyes and throwing the football, which I did not watch that video. Did he really do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't look like it to me.
So go to 92.3 The Fan on social media. The 5 and 5. He was 5.
He did it.
5. So throwing footballs with his eyes closed there. Yeah, if it were a campaign, one would win in a landslide, but it's not. One guy has to make that decision. So while this is fun, none of it really matters. There is photographic evidence of LeBron playing golf with Draymond Green. And we've all had fun with it in our own ways, like eyeball emojis, all the other stuff. And there are some people, like Bill Simmons, said that this is a done deal. He's coming to Cleveland. That's it. You guys don't got to worry about it. There's been other people. There's been Gary Payton who said it's impossible, even though he said that Golden State would be in his best interest and Philadelphia would be in his best interest because his daughter plays volleyball in Los Angeles. And I can understand Golden State to a degree, Philadelphia is even further east than Cleveland.
But what's the thing, Lima, that you brought up about Golden State and Gary Payton?
That his son, Gary Payton Jr., plays for Golden State.
Unless there's an emerging volleyball scene in Philadelphia that I don't know about, and I really don't want to invite John in.
Tim Hardaway thinks that LeBron should go to Miami now.
They can play volleyball in Miami. So there's a lot of different things being brought up. But he's playing golf with Draymond. Draymond is currently open to offers. And I asked, I said, if LeBron comes back, it's not like would you take LeBron back if it meant Draymond or anything like that. If LeBron comes back, would it make it easier for you to accept Draymond? Would you bury the hatchet with Draymond?
Boy, is he the one guy in the entire NBA who's signing off on one of the most polarizing players in the NBA would be acceptable to a fan that has hated his guts, a fan base that has been united in hate? I mean, a lot of people hate Draymond, but we had a particular hatred.
The night they traded in 2014, when they made the trade for Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith, remember the J.R. Smith trade was announced before it was announced that they got Iman Shumpert. And there was a lot of FAN I was paying attention to then. And, I mean, J.R. Smith, for a while in New York, was reviled by Knicks fans. And this was a guy who had been, I think, 6th man of the year, if I'm not mistaken. He was reviled. The driving incidents, some things like that, they were talking about him being immature. It was just very ugly. And the night they got J.R. Smith, I remember I thought they were only getting J.R. Smith, and I was freaking out, going, this is a terrible trade. This is bad. This is awful for this organization. You're bringing in a poison to this team. And then they got Iman Shumpert. I went, oh, they wanted Iman Shumpert. JR was a throw-in. And then it took me a couple of months to come around on J.R. Smith. Ended up loving J.R. Smith. And now I would never, other than what I said over a dozen years ago, I would never say anything bad about J.R. Smith. I'm a big fan of J.R. Smith. I think we all are. I don't think he's a guy who buys a drink in this town. I think he's a guy who golfs for free in this town. Everybody really likes J.R. Smith here. He has become a fan favorite of the 2016 Cavs, of the guys that you're not retiring their jerseys and all the other stuff. J.R. Smith is one of the fan favorites out there. If LeBron was able to keep J.R. Smith in line, who seemed to be a lost cause to the New York Knicks, this is a guy who's won 4 championships with another team. This is a guy who is going into the Hall of Fame. This is a guy who will have his jersey retired with another organization. He can't do the same with Draymond for a season? Really? Draymond Green is just too far to bring back LeBron James there? We really can't possibly bury a hatchet with Draymond? Or how about this? It's not a business decision with LeBron here. This isn't a business managing partnership. This is love. This is nostalgia, but this is still something that they want to go win a championship. As long as LeBron's here, you can't deal with Draymond for a season? And then there's the other part to it. Tone, you know this. How many calls have we got about the Cavs being soft over the last 4 years? Some of them we've disagreed with. Some have been absolutely unfair.
Even this year where I didn't think our issue was softness.
Yeah.
I mean, we went toe-to-toe with two of the best defenses, rugged defenses in the entire league.
I didn't think we were soft, and we were lined up with calls calling us soft.
Now, we had other problems that certainly allowed those series to fester on longer than they should have, but I don't think it was because we weren't tough. I just didn't see that. We might have run into a wall. We might have had issues getting back on defense. That's not the same as toughness.
I understand that. That's right. But if you want to talk tough, if people just think it's a toughness issue, and a lot of people do, that's a label that they have. Who's edgier, who's tougher, who's meaner than Draymond Green over the last how many years? He is a wild card. At times, yes, he can be a problem for his own team. I'm not going to sit here and act like the Jordan Poole incident didn't happen. Draymond can be a bit much. Draymond will go down with a fight. He will not sit there and just take it. If they go out and they play in the Eastern Conference Finals again next year and they lose to the New York Knicks, Draymond is going to get a piece of flesh somehow. You know that's going to happen. He's leaving here with something. And that, I think a lot of Cavs fans, if he plays on your team, you can respect that. Because you watch that team, and whether it's fair or not, there's plenty of people going, why don't they just fight? Why don't they just fight? Because, again, calling a team soft is one of the worst things you can say about an organization. Because no team in any part of the world wants to be called soft. No fan base wants to have a soft team. He ain't soft. So you can actually cheer for him. I get it. He's a villain. He's one of the most reviled sports figures in this city's history.
Is it weird that I kind of think that could be fun, though?
That could be fun. I don't know how it is.
By the way,
it is weird, but I don't know why your point is even weirder.
I know different circumstances entirely, but you guys do remember, we probably treated LeBron as bad as any athlete has ever been treated ever in the city of Cleveland.
He did set his jersey on fire.
When he came back. That first game back, when he was a Miami Heat player,
yeah,
he was treated like a bigger villain than Draymond Green was ever treated here in Cleveland. So I understand different circumstances, but we came around very quickly just 3 years later.
I was doing a game in Hillsdale, Michigan, at Hillsdale College. Coming in hot's at 9:45.
I know it well, Kenny. I know it well.
Coming in hot is at 9:45 this morning, not 8:29. Go ahead. Nothing?
No.
You're leaning into the mic. You want to say something.
You calling the games at Liberty?
I was with the Ashland Eagles on the road calling a basketball game at Hillsdale College. And there was the night LeBron came back. And I remember like the cameras following the bus and all the other stuff. And when he came out, it was a sea of booze, nasty, everybody couldn't believe. By the end of that game, I'm getting texts from buddies who are at that game going, we're madder at our own team than we are at LeBron. Because all the guys were buddy-buddy, basically like, hey, can you get us out of here with you when you leave? Like that type of thing. I mean, you want to talk about soft. That's all time sad and soft. And then over time, you're like, hey, we have a history there. We've been nasty before. They've been nasty before. And we've been nasty towards Draymond Green. Why can't we bury the hatchet to bring back some edginess to us?
So here's one caveat on all this. And even me, the wine and gold homer that I've been accused of by people
Anthony
on
Gilbert.
this station, and rightfully so. Whammer. You've called me Whammer at times.
You actually almost came over the table with me on that.
That was a fun day. And look, we've made up. We're friends again. So clearly you can't too. So I can't deny that there is a non-0% chance that a guy like Draymond could mar the final season of LeBron in Cleveland. Like, we can't act like there isn't the potential for everything to go awry.
I don't think there's a chance in hell he could mar the final season of LeBron in Cleveland. They would send him to Siberia before they would allow that to happen. And he wouldn't do it. It's bad for his own business.
Yeah, I don't think he would. I want to be clear.
He will, he may slug another guy in the face on the floor. He may pull a Kermit Washington out there.
What?
He may kick somebody.
A Cavs player or another player?
I'm talking about another player. See, this is where it's at. They're business partners.
Yes.
And so what if, we don't know this, but are they not involved in a media venture as well?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. We're all talking about the documentary that they're going to make about LeBron, because that's half the reason I think Shams Charania is saying some of this stuff, because I think it's my thought, they want some of this stuff documented so they can use it in the documentary later on. and be like, it was such a wild time. He's 41. Everybody's still lining up. We got voice memos from GMs and owners wanting him back, and he's still at the zenith. They weren't doing that for Jordan. Voice memos didn't really count at that time. But they weren't doing that for Jordan. They were doing it for LeBron. I think they want all
on
that
tape?
out there.
Did Gansey put one of those out there?
Man, Gansey might have done him a solid. Who knows what's going to happen? It's all incestuous now. I do think that there's part of the gamesmanship that goes on. I mean, some of this is a show. And the more time that we get to say things, the more clips that they get. They go, man, this guy was here in Cleveland saying that. This guy was there saying this. They can all do it. But let me get back to it. They're business partners. They do seem to be having a friendly relationship with each other. It would only hurt Draymond's business. Okay? To act like that towards Cleveland. And if he goes out there and you guys are all mad because there's a hard foul on Donovan or a hard foul on Evan or a hard foul on...
You know who's stepping up?
You know who's going to go out there and who's going to cut somebody. And it's going to be Draymond Green.
Have we known that the last 5 years?
We have. I mean, that was the whole thing. Did we or did we not watch him the entire time in those finals games because we knew he was going to do something crazy? And then he did something crazy, and he was out for a game that changed the entire complexion of the finals.
Now, that is the flip side, though. He does lose his mind at times.
He does lose his mind, but is he going to be such an integral part like what he was in the 2016 NBA Finals? No, he won't. He's going to be a decent piece. I didn't realize he's played in as many games as he's played in over the last couple of years because he seems to be really, really tired and really beat up. But he's not going to be one of the three main cogs on this team if he were to come here. Guys, I'm trying to find the negative. I'm not trying to make anybody upset. I'm not trying to just get through the segment. But you guys want dangerous. You guys want mean. He's all those things. He's all those things. And he gets along with LeBron, and LeBron has made guys who are seen as cast-offs and malcontents, and he's made those guys fall in line. And anybody who wasn't a cast-off and a malcontent, he's led them to better careers, more money. He's done things for all these guys. He couldn't do that for Draymond Green. Draymond Green wouldn't fall in line to make sure that the business is done. He would. At least I'd hope he would. And I think he would. I fail to see the horrific downside of this. And I think those who think it can be a horrific downside, I think we're living in the past too much. We got to get out of 2014 to 2018 Cavs and go to where we're at now. The man's 41 years old. He's at the end of his career. It's probably a one-and-done season. He'll probably retire here this season, and that'll be the end of it, and off we go. I don't think there's any way Draymond Green is going to end all that. No way. The legacy, the shadow of LeBron is too big. 216-474-0092. Thomas in Shaker Heights. Hello.
Hey, Ken. Hey, Lima. Hey, first of all, I just want to say today is the day. I got a feeling I woke up this morning and be like, you know what? Today's the day. Today's the day LeBron's coming home. I just got a feeling.
Okay.
No analysts involved in that. Second of all, I'm really excited about the prospect of having Draymond Green. I think Draymond Green is exactly what this team has been missing for the last 4 or 5 years while always watching this team, and they just lack that mental edge. Draymond Green is the type of big brother that Evan Mobley needs. You know how some kids...
Not Jordan Poole, but yeah, Evan Mobley.
No, he does, man, because you know how everybody needs a big brother that punched him in the chest? That was Draymond Green would do. He would punch Evan Mobley in the chest and say, hey, man, look, you're the biggest guy in the court. You need to start acting like that. And I need that toughness out of my team.
But you know this, Thomas, you know this, if Draymond Green ends up coming here with LeBron, then we all of a sudden say, hey, got to hear both sides on that Jordan Poole thing. Yes. No, that works.
I mean, well, Jordan, what has Jordan Poole done since he left the Warriors? Draymond Green won 4 championships. What are we talking about?
You see how that works.
All the way.
Exactly. You see how that works? Thomas, thank you very much for the call.
We need to put up a poll question, thanks to Thomas. Does Evan Mobley need to be punched in the chest from Draymond Green?
John, don't do that.
You guys act like I have access to the Twitter. Whenever you guys post a poll, it's Joey.
It makes me feel more comfortable that you don't. I didn't know that.
Once he gets past probationary period, he'll get that access.
Well, at
almost
this rate,
halfway through now.
It ain't going to happen.
Gets reset every week.
Coming up in 5 minutes. You want to get back to the Draymond thing in a bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, we got coming in hot at 9:45. And in 5 minutes, don't dip the pen in the company ink, especially when you're the voice of that company. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima on The Fan.
It's Anthony Lima.
jewelry store.
Leave the garage door open and turn up the fan. Spend the summer with your home for Cleveland Sports Talk. 92.3 The Fan.
Don't dip the pen in the company ink. Coming in hot, 9:45. There is a television play-by-play broadcaster of the San Antonio Spurs. Jacob Toby is his name. Got 2 first names. I'm already not in a good place with him. And he just got canned by the San Antonio Spurs. Oh, boy. This got to the NBA Files, just got canned. Well, it's not like you call him anyway, your TV voice. He just got canned. He apparently was having an affair with a player's sister.
And it got exposed on social media.
And it got exposed. Well, from what I know, it got exposed by his girlfriend of 6 years. Got into his Instagram account while he might have been sleeping or something like that.
Probably.
And posted that he's been running around on her with this player's sister. And if you think he's a good guy, he's not really a good guy. Spurs top brass got a hold of it and said, bye-bye. We do have audio of a report of this. This is from Nate Rodriguez from mysanantonio.com. Hit it.
The Spurs' latest offseason drama isn't about basketball. It's about an Instagram story airing out some wild allegations. Jacob Toby is reportedly out as the Spurs play-by-play announcer after an Instagram story post went viral. The post appeared to admit to cheating on his longtime girlfriend with sister of Spurs guard Lindy Waters III. Now, the post was deleted immediately, but the screenshots went everywhere fast. Neither Toby or the Spurs have commented publicly on the matter.
Okay. Do we know? Well, I don't know if any of the women's names need to be understood. The question has become...
the girlfriend posted the other woman's name.
Oh, boy.
That's how we found out
She
what
posted
player
while he
it
was
was.
sleeping.
Yeah. We said that, John. So, the question is, should he have been fired for this?
There's more than a question.
Okay, what do we got here? What are we asking?
First off, this was a girlfriend. There's a very popular story right now in the sports world that's been around since late February, March, involving an NFL head coach and an insider.
I do recall that one.
And that NFL coach happened to be married, not just dating a girl. Right?
That one went away, though. I haven't heard much about that for at least a couple days.
Well,
you haven't heard one of them for 6 hours.
Because they are, he's not been fired. That's why you haven't heard anything about it.
However, she resigned from that position.
She did resign from that
Athletic.
position, and she's recently went on a cruise, according to my investigation.
With the husband. So, I mean, hopefully everybody's happy.
Everybody seems happy again.
Yeah.
And so you want to ask what? Whether or not this guy should have been fired and?
Yeah, listen, they've all been the funny thing is, in today's climate, they all are. It's not like they don't know what they're doing would be frowned upon by the brass. Remember, these are all billion-dollar entities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even when we were in school, we were warned about ever fraternizing with the people that you cover. There's always that line. And the thing is, when you're young...
Yeah, that's why we go to their Hall of Fame parties.
Yeah, we did get an invite, didn't we? And a gala.
We didn't get an invite, we went.
Yeah. And there was a gala as well.
I have pictures all over my wall over that party.
Mm-hmm. When I was young at Ohio State, and I was covering women's volleyball and track and field, it was always about resist temptation. The thing was, there was no temptation on their end.
No.
It was not like, oh, boy, I want favorable stories at the Lantern.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen.
Even though we did have the largest circulation of any public school newspaper.
Congratulations on all your success.
So that wasn't necessarily a problem. I do know sideline reporters who were mostly female were always told, hey, there are boundaries. Make sure not to step over those boundaries. These athletes, there are going to be consequences.
So are you saying it wasn't fair that the guy got fired or not?
Well, this is kind of embarrassing to the basketball team, right? So, you know, you have to take that into consideration as well. You know, you don't want that to bleed over to coverage. Are you going to cover certain athletes? Now, again, it wasn't the athlete; it was the athlete's sister. But you know, when you are on the road as a play-by-play broadcaster, you are going to be on the road in the same hotels.
But you're doing a lot of explanation. Just tell me whether or not you think the guy should have been fired.
I probably think he should have been.
Okay.
Yes.
That's where we're at.
Now,
even though he said we probably think he should have been.
Yeah. I don't know all the details. Like, I don't know if he had been told countless times, like, hey, stop doing that or whatever. We don't want to air the laundry, the dirty laundry.
You can be accused of something by somebody, and then you can't just turn right around and go, well, I mean, your girlfriend got a hold of your phone, and maybe she was mad at you, and there's no evidence, and you're fired. Like, I wouldn't do that. But there was a couple of days that went between the original Instagram post and then him getting canned, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So there had to be, whether or not it was true or not, he must have admitted it or something like that.
You also got to realize, like, the athlete in question, like, there is a basketball player here, Lindy Waters, is, if anything happens with his sister and this torrid affair, allegedly, then can you cover this athlete? And in turn, does the athlete want you around?
Doesn't matter. One, I mean, the athlete might be mad, but
the athlete makes way more money than the play-by-play guy.
He's a exactly, but he's a play-by-play guy. He's not a Big J journalist. The rules are different. I mean, he is a carnival barker in so many ways. The second thing is that you could find another. This guy is not like the legendary voice of the San Antonio Spurs. It's not Chick Hearn or something like that. You could find another play-by-play guy on TV. You messed up. You were probably told to stay away from her. You did what you did allegedly here. Yeah, go find another job. You're only worth your own distraction. If you're worth, like, if this is Victor Wembanyama, or if he was the beloved voice of the San Antonio Spurs, maybe there would be a little bit of latitude here because America is a forgiving place, but you're not. And if this is a problem, if the organization finds this a problem, goodbye.
Now, here's part of the problem, too, is, Charles Barkley has consistently talked about the women of San Antonio. So I don't know what the selection pool is for young Jacob. I don't know what's available to him there on the Riverwalk.
If Jacob would have...
They have a dueling piano.
Now, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. If Jacob would have... The heart wants what it wants. So if Jacob would have broken up with the girlfriend and then pursued the sister, I might have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because I'd go, wait a minute, you did it the right way. You fell in love with somebody else. You don't love this person anymore. Let's not waste each other's time here. Let your girlfriend go on and live her life. Find this happiness with somebody else. And then I go, well, if they're happy together, I mean, Lindy Walters is a guy that I don't know a lot of people know who he is. If it was Victor Wembanyama's sister or something like that, and Victor had a problem with it, we have to talk about that. But if it's not, and Victor doesn't seem to have a problem with it, well, then you know what? I love love. But you went about it the wrong way, buddy. And so you got to pay the fiddler for it.
I am on his bio as we have such extensive research. We are doing a deep dive.
Of course you are.
Into the career of Jacob Toby. Apparently he is Native American.
Okay.
His native name means strong oak.
Okay.
And apparently, if you look into Lindy Waters.
There's a picture of him singing here.
And her, a musician as well. That basketball player's lineage, and I'm guessing his sister would be the same, is also Native American. So did they bond over, did Strong Oak
what the
bond
hell
over
does that have to do with
Native
anything?
American ancestry?
I don't know. What would that have to do with anything?
You don't think that would come up?
I guess. I don't know.
One has to ask the question.
How? Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, it's Strong Oak.
If they're carrying on an affair, maybe that it would get brought up after a while. I mean, you don't just do that and then leave. I mean, that's not how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you obviously get to know each other a little bit, but, like, I don't know if there was, like, a thing at the beginning of it. That doesn't make any sense to me, what you're saying.
You can hire Jacob Toby. It now still says
he's playing guitar. Maybe he can be a background singer for Hayden Grove.
Well, it still says he'd love to have Strong Oak with him up there.
He needs a job. I don't know what to tell you.
If I got a flyer for Hayden Grove and Strong Oak, I would think I'm going to a hell of a 70s rock concert.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
What the hell?
Grove and Strong Oak.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, he hasn't updated his speaker page. It's still, you can hire him to do corporate engagement. San Antonio Spurs TV play-by-play announcer, it still says. It says he sings and plays acoustic guitar. When he's not working, you can find him playing gigs in local bars and restaurants.
Well, how old is he?
He loves to be active and is ready for any pickup basketball games. They say he's been doing some pickup, that's for sure.
Okay.
And he's definitely active.
Well, that's just a low blow. How old is he? Do we know?
29. It says.
Oh, he's got plenty of time in front of him.
You can also, if you're wondering what you can book him for, you can hire Strong Oak to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Those are the topics that apparently he is an expert on.
All right. So, again,
inclusion was working.
He's not. I don't have a problem with him getting canned for this. You're worth your distraction. He's not worth the distraction. They'll find another play-by-play voice. And hopefully the jilted girlfriend finds a person that appreciates her.
Will not jilt
her. Will be good with her. Ugly situation.
We're rooting for Strong Oak. He'll have a comeback story.
Coming up in 5 minutes. I'm getting impatient with you. Coming up in 5 minutes, are you becoming impatient with LeBron? Because I got everybody on hold here just wants to say that they think today's the day he's signing the contract.
Yesterday was the day. And the day before that was the day. How many days are the days?
Ken Carman, Tone Master General, coming in hot. Please keep your comments within the boundaries of good taste. That's coming up at 9:45 on The Fan. Friends, Ken Carman here for K&K Heating and Cooling. Not just see the difference. No. Feel the difference. Feel it. In a family-owned and operated HVAC company. That is K&K Heating and Cooling. 0% financing is available on all AC replacement. Go on over there right now, because if your AC is 20 years old or really 15 years old or older, it might have a problem here this summer, and it's hot, it's humid. You don't want to have any of that happen. I don't want your AC to go, but if it does, the first people you should think of, the first family you should think of, is K&K Heating and Cooling right there on Brook Park Road in Parma. Keith and his friends going to take care of you. The family, they've been there over 100 years combined experience. They got you taken care of. AC taken care of. And remember, in the wintertime, the furnace, that's taken care of because
Headline sports news every 20 minutes right here on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas.
Listen to 92.3 The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn app.
How about a 4-pack of lawn tickets to see your choice of John Mellencamp, Thomas Rhett, Chicago with Sticks, or Billy Idol at Blossom Music Center? All you have to do is enter the code word YELL, YELL, by the end of this hour at 923thefan.com. Get registered to win, courtesy of Live Nation, where for a limited time, you can buy 4 lawn tickets to select Blossom shows, $99 at blossommusic.com.
YELL, everybody, yo, go Sherman!
We don't do that one at all.
Don't? What do you do? Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum over there? What is your
That's the Pirates.
Hey, you're all on a boat.
That's right.
Actually, you guys are actually on the shore. It's called the Shore Men.
Correct.
Or Shore Ladies. You're on the shore.
Shore Gals.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Are you guys tired of LeBron? 216-474-0092. Are you growing impatient with LeBron, I should say?
So I will say we are the wrong sample of people to ask this question to.
I want to know from you guys.
Because we will always have fun using LeBron for content. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
I do wonder, though, through the weekend, when does the worm turn on LeBron and it starts to go, okay, you're either in or you're out, LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
But all these callers, like you said earlier, they all think it's today's.
I can't believe this. Big Bark tweets at us, LOL, if Draymond ends up on the Cavs, I'm out. Won't watch a single game. Won't root against the Cavs, but won't root for them either. Call me when he's gone. I imagine you probably weren't watching many Cavs games to begin with.
That's true.
How is Draymond Green really where you draw the line? But that's where this conversation goes, because I do think that some of this, like we got Shams Charania stuff that they want us to play. Shams 01. I'll play that for you. I mean, we're reaching a point where, guys, we've said all there is to say. Like, what else? What other arguments am I supposed to give? Like, Adam Schefter was asked on 97.5 in Philly where he thought LeBron was going to go. Adam Schefter said Miami. What? I'm supposed to sit there and yell at the NFL insider, the NFL PR arm that's given stuff to put out there to see how fans will react? I'm supposed to react to him and yell at him over this? No. And then it's gotten to the point, like, Shams Charania says this, and I mean, I believe that he's told this, but I believe there's an ulterior motive. Hit it.
Hannah, all of the information so far has funneled through agent Rich Paul with LeBron James. And so they've been in a process of gathering information. And one interesting wrinkle that has occurred in the last several days is some of the leading suitors for LeBron James, whether that's a Golden State, a Cleveland, Miami, Minnesota, Philadelphia, some of them have been able to send a voice note to LeBron James via Rich Paul. So whether it's an owner, a president, or a general manager, being able to record a voice note, send it to Rich Paul, and that makes its way to LeBron James. This is just a part of LeBron James's process of studying as he makes a decision. He has not been in a rush. There's been no timetable that he's been operating under. I'm told there's been a lot of family time, friends time, golf, of course, over the last couple of weeks. The last 2 he's spent in the Akron, Ohio area, including with one of his close friends that he grew up with in Brandon Weems, who's now one of the leading executives of the Cleveland Cavaliers under President Kobe Altman. So the process continues, and it's unclear whether Cleveland or Miami have been among the teams that have sent a voice note to LeBron via Rich Paul. Again, they kind of don't need to. They already had him in their buildings in the recent past.
Yeah, audio courtesy ESPN. Like some of this stuff, we're farming for content to put on a documentary now. You know, what's someone going to say to get something in there so they can throw that on the documentary?
Are they authorized to use the voice memo?
Well, at this point, we are weeks into this now, right? And we've got about a minute 20 of the documentary shot so far.
Oh, easily.
Well, there's going to be 10. Well, there's got to be 10 or 11 different ones. Like, yeah. So you're going to have those going for you.
Ben Stiller's already completed his Knicks documentary, so they can whip these up pretty easily these days.
I mean, I'm not getting impatient with LeBron. Like, make your decision. If you want to take your time, this is the last chance everybody's going to have that much hullabaloo around you. Go ahead and make your decision. I'm not going to yell at Gary Payton and tell Gary Payton why he's a bad guy and why LeBron should come to Cleveland, why Gary Payton's wrong. I only got so much energy for anything like that. Like, I've made my case for the Cavaliers. I think we've all made our case for Cleveland. I think the case has been made over the last 23 seasons.
You think,
11 those being in Cleveland, why you should come back to Cleveland. What more do I have to say? Honestly, what argument for Cleveland am I missing, guys?
You would think these GMs at this stage, they're not going to allow themselves to be used as fodder. Like, if I were Mike Gansey, I would say...
That's where I differ.
Siri, voice memo to Rich Paul.
That's where I differ.
Rich, tell LeBron, I know where the bodies are buried. I know a lot about behind the scenes. Don't you dare use this for the...
I would imagine...
Greg Popovich sending over Siri. I don't know if Greg Popovich knows how to use Siri.
My phone just lit up because you just said that. Thanks a lot.
Siri, tell
Why
Rich
is my
Paul,
phone lighting up when you say it?
Tell Rich Paul, we got rid of Strong Oak. We will hire whoever you want to do play-by-play for the San Antonio Spurs.
Obviously, there's something going on behind the scenes that you don't know if his voice can activate your
Yeah, why is your voice activating my phone when you say
kidding.
Siri?
Well, how sophisticated is any
now
of this?
Now it's lit up lit up right now. No, I mean, you've heard it this whole time. How much more can be said in terms of a pitch? Now, I go back on what you said with Mike Gansey. Are you doing, if you're a general manager, not the threats. I don't know if he should be making threats on he knows where the bodies are buried, whatever bodies those may be. That is too far. But are you a general manager if you're not doing everything you can, if your owner really wants the guy to play for the basketball team? So I guess there will probably be some voice memos, but I think that they'll probably turn around and use those voice memos. Like, I guarantee when this is all said and done, when he makes the documentary, when the documentary comes out next year or the year after, whenever, like, you'll hear about some, like, you remember the Kobe LeBron trade thing. Mitch Kupchak, was it, who called in and, like, tried to see whether or not that they would trade Kobe. I don't think there would have been a chance that hell Kobe Bryant would have ever played here, but there was that conversation that was had, which was shocking at the time to hear that there was a conversation made from the Lakers to the Cavs on whether or not that they could trade for LeBron and trade Kobe. I'm sure you'll hear something crazy out of all this, that some player was on the docket for a possible trade, even for LeBron, because my whole thing is, what can you really do? Because he's 41 years old. So what are you willing to give in? What are you willing to give up? Maybe it's not even a player. Maybe it's an ownership stake, but they got to be careful about all of that because of what's going on with the Clippers and Kawhi and him trying to go to the Toronto Raptors right now. But there's just very little that's getting me anymore because we've been through this once before in 2014, and we've been through this before in 2010, and I got no more energy for any of the other things that are being put out there. I'm just waiting for LeBron to make his case. And we're trying to have fun with the thing. I understand that. But after that, what else is there to do? What I really want to know, what angle have I missed over the last week about LeBron coming to Cleveland? It's impossible I've missed one. You haven't missed one.
And think everything seems to be pointing in the same direction, does it not? I know there was another cupcake Instagram post yesterday from a company that doesn't even exist anymore. There is no cupcakes in Canton at that same place, but the owner has intel, the former owner, and that's what we're getting from every direction. Everything seems to be aligned from the... Remember, we used to joke back in the day? Remember Nick Wright? Nick Wright had me on, and I said, well, the streets are talking, Nick, and he made fun of me for the next 4 days until it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what was happening because...
Because he's from here.
He's from here.
And so somebody's ran into him at all times, or somebody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows him.
And it's not that he's told these people that it's happening, but it's pretty easy to tell somebody something's not happening, which is he's not going anywhere else. And people are easily connecting the dots. And that's why there seems to be so much chatter.
So
right
is
now.
there the only thing I could think of is there some last minute pitch to do something from somebody else? But I really do. I think his mind's made up. And if his mind's made up, then I just can't imagine he's still sitting here a week afterward. Oh, my God, my family and all this. It's like, nah, you're not. Would you do that? Would you take a week? No. I mean, honestly.
I think he is enjoying. He's enjoying
but
this one last. Because remember, Giannis was the focus, and then Jaylen Brown was the focus. So LeBron let all that stuff played out.
I think he's enjoying teams talking about him because it's still him. And, he has a massive ego like a lot of people.
Who thought anybody would be talking about LeBron James at his age, 23 years into the league?
I don't think there's anything more that can be said to try to try to persuade him to do something else.
Well, and I think
he's
it's also
already made decisions. Like, I think, honestly, when he made the decision to leave the Lakers, he had his ideas in mind because you talk about these things. Think about your own family. You do these things before anybody else knows, and if you're smart and you're not crazy, you don't quit a job out of anger, then you think about these things and talk about these things with your significant other, with your family, before you do any of this stuff.
But I also think it's become evident to anybody following all the moves in the NBA that in this salary cap, second apron era, there's no way for you just to go from an also-ran to now they're the favorites in the NBA. That was the way you could do business when LeBron was making these decisions years ago. He could go to a place and boom, they are top 3 championship odds. I think it's been fairly evident that every team is just trying to pivot on the fly to improve their chances. Nobody was going to become the championship favorite by landing any of these guys.
I agree with you.
Just ask the Miami Heat. Miami Heat got Giannis, and did it move the needle a little bit? Yes, but it didn't take the Miami Heat to become, balance of power has shifted. They're now the favorites.
But even in 2010, what I mean by all this is even in 2010, these wheels are set in motion long before any of us know about it. Like Adrian Wojnarowski's article about them all meeting at the back of the bus on their way to practice for Team USA and him talking to Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. You think he didn't talk about it with his wife after that and they didn't make any decisions after that? I mean, that's crazy. When he decided to come back to Cleveland, I bet he had a pretty good inkling long before he came back to Cleveland, if there was that possibility. When he went to L.A., we got to know he had an inkling a year before that. Like, things can happen quickly, but he's already made his decision. Had he not already made his decision, maybe he'd still be with the Lakers. He made his decision. Speaking of his decision, we actually have an update from his agent. Just when you thought I had nothing else, Rich Paul's speaking again. Hear what he had to say about all this in 5 minutes on The Fan.
second round at 10:15 this morning. 3 players at 4 under par, including Zach Johnson, who birdied his first hole this morning. Listen to the Fan Rewind weeknights 11 to midnight. All the best segments from all our shows you can always listen on the Odyssey app. Headline sports news every 20 minutes right here on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas.
Hi, Fan Cash Fridays, powered by Fanatic Sportsbook, America's fastest growing sportsbook. Be the 10th caller. 923 The Fan contest line for your chance to win $100 in Fan Cash from Fanatic Sportsbook. Every Friday, winning hits different here.
We are told that there is an update from Rich Paul.
Oh, boy.
On a decision by LeBron.
Oh,
I was told to tell you guys that we would have that in 5 minutes. It has now been 5 minutes.
Is this going to be big?
Let's go ahead and hear it. This is Rich Paul. Is this courtesy of a pod at all? Anything like that? Is there a...
Game over.
All right, on the Game Over pod, here is Rich Paul about an update on LeBron James.
All right, here we go.
There is none. I wish I knew. It's taking this time, man.
Stop.
Really evaluating things, taking this time. I've really left
Turn it
him
off.
alone.
Let it play out.
Take off. Do what the things you need to do. He understands where things are, and so when he gets ready, he'll let me know.
That's stupid.
He'll let Rich Paul know.
He's not stupid.
No, that's big.
This is stupid.
That's big. So I think a lot of people
What do you mean he don't know?
I think it was being characterized as Rich Paul was, with all his infinite wisdom
Making
and his
the
expertise,
decisions?
well, that he was going to help certainly be a steward in this whole setup for this free agency frenzy, this summit for LeBron James, 23 years into the league. Here in 2026, it was going to harken back to the 2 other huge decisions he made. Also made some decisions to stay with the Lakers in that period of time. And then we get the update again. What is it right off the bat here, Owen? Where's he going?
Do it again.
What's he doing?
There is none. I wish I knew.
I'm done.
He doesn't even know.
I check out on the top.
All these people claim to know, and Rich Paul is saying he doesn't know.
I'm checking out.
There's 5 people on the phone right now that know what's happening.
Ask him if they know. Because Rich Paul says he doesn't know.
I wish I knew.
Well, you have to get somebody for your fan cash. No, we have to do that at the end, right?
That's at the end.
Great.
You've been doing it for 2 months.
Mom, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. I check out on this.
That's fine. Larry and Illyria knows. Or sorry,
I'm not
Larry
taking.
and Cleveland.
I'm not taking
That's
Larry
fine,
and
I'm taking
Cleveland.
him. Larry, what's LeBron doing? Where's he going?
Let's go.
Hey, brother.
Great call.
Yeah.
Larry, what do you know?
Excellent call.
What do you know?
LeBron's
When did you know
probably
it?
cutting him off right now.
I think they have a better connection on Green Acres.
Hello?
Yes.
Whatever.
Hey, this is Larry, man. How y'all doing?
Horrible.
Yeah, what's LeBron doing? What's he doing?
Man, I like to say, man, we need him to make a decision at least before Friday so we can bring other weapons in.
That's
man.
not what it says in the call box. Do you know what he's doing?
He said, yeah.
It says you say he's doing it today. Is he doing it today?
He's doing it today, man. Because we need some power forwards and centers.
That's right.
That's all I need you for, Larry.
We got to get back in the lab.
Power forwards and centers.
We need Kobe and Weems.
Same stupid call as it was the other day.
Get them in the lab. Let's roll up the sleeves.
You took it. I didn't.
Let's go to work.
He knows.
We got our quarterbacks in the lab.
I hate this.
On D3 Stadium.
I give up. I'm checking out on the
turf,
topic.
closing their eyes, throwing footballs.
Jim Tressel's there.
And Tressel's there.
Trestle Field.
It is literally called Trestle Field. So
he's just always there?
Our organization, the Brass, right now, hard hats in the lab.
Coming in hot at 9:45. That's when I'm checking back into the show.
What are they going to concoct? I'm seeing people say we're trading for Kyrie.
Oh, that'd be big.
For KD.
He's been here before.
Are we building a super team?
You want to take another call? Take another call. I'm not participating in this anymore.
Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Well, you tell me I teased ahead 5 minutes
MK,
for
what do you
Rich
got?
Paul, and that's
LeBron
what he
coming
said.
back today, MK?
LeBron's going to come back today if Bronny decides what team he wants to go to.
We haven't even talked about whether
Bronny's thing already got picked up. He's making 2.3 with the Lakers.
Yeah, but he hasn't steered his way to a specific team yet. We always say father knows best. In this case, is father looking out for what the son wants?
Well, doesn't the son just get paid $2.3 million to go back to the Lakers?
Yeah, but a lot of that was, some finagling behind the scenes.
But again, doesn't he just get a spot with the Lakers because he's making $2.3 million?
Yeah, but if he wants to be somewhere else, I mean,
well, you got to trade something to get him. We have no picks.
Considering his representation,
are they going to cut him and let him keep the $2.3 million?
Rich Paul, like the Godfather and the marionette dolls, is controlling the entire league. You're not going to upset Rich Paul.
Who am I trading for Bronny James then?
Probably Jared Allen.
Why am I having this conversation? I said I wasn't going to have this conversation.
Mike and Avon Lake.
Let's go.
LeBron coming back today. What do you got, Mike?
Lima, yeah, absolutely. Lima, go give Ken a hug. It'll be good for YouTube. He needs one. Ken, don't be broke yet.
No, you don't touch people.
No, just a second, Mike. They're hugging right now.
Get away from me. Hey,
okay.
Stop it. You don't hug.
I'll have you back in here in a
hug
second.
He needs that. He needs that.
He does need a hug. You're right, Mike.
Lima doesn't hug. Lima doesn't pat on backs. Lima is not a touchy-feely guy.
Some affection.
I'm a hugger.
Because you feel Cleveland right now is embracing a scenario where we get Draymond Green.
This is dumb.
Yeah. Can I tell you why, Draymond?
Tell me why, Mike. Tell me why.
Listen. So if you watch that Kevin Hart roast, who wasn't there, LeBron, and he had all the firepower.
Yeah.
He got the rock at the end, but he didn't get LeBron. And I think LeBron's people were like, you know what? We're going to be going back to Cleveland. Draymond, you're not great in Cleveland right now. We need to soften up your image. Go do this. Everybody on that dais was like, why are you here, Draymond? And I think it's going to come out in that documentary like, you know what? This is my pound of flesh for LeBron to go and make peace with Cleveland.
I love it. And you know what? I love that Bronny was brought up.
Thank you for the call, Mike.
Bronny.
I'm not touching the thing. You can hang up on
Bronny's over there. He's playing in the NBA, got real minutes this year, even got into a playoff game. I mean, Dwayne Wade's son, Zaire, charged with felony domestic violence.
Yeah.
Was arrested. Magic Johnson's kid wearing a fur coat everywhere he goes.
Yep.
No matter whether it's 85 and sunny.
Bronny catching lobs and putting up.
I'm done with this.
Bronny's ready to help the Cavs win a championship.
I am done. Speaking of children, are you taking your kid to a bar today?
Yeah, so what's the protocol?
Yeah, that's how I change the subject and get moving, boys.
What's the protocol?
Coming in hot at 9:45.
The wife took the daughter on a road trip. So my thought immediately goes
Take him to a bar?
Can I take Mason to a bar?
And he's 2 now?
Hold on. He's 2.5.
Oh,
you sure?
You didn't put in the half.
When did she go on the road trip?
That's a big part of his life.
We call it 36 months or 30 months.
That's a humongous leap he's made.
When does she go on the road trip?
She's already starting.
See, now I'm back in on the conversation. Oh, so she's already left?
Yeah.
Have you told her you were going to take her to the bar?
No, she's not going to know.
That might actually end your marriage. I know how you people are.
She'd put the kibosh on that.
On going to the bar? Oh, so now you're going to go against her wishes and take her son to a bar.
Technically, it's a restaurant that also has drinks.
Just take your half of the son to the bar. You're good.
Right down the middle. Are you wondering if he's still too young to go to the bar?
I'm wondering because I was taken to a bar at a very early age.
Who's all going to the bar?
He's old enough to see Dad pour 3 fingers 4 or 5 times in the evening.
That's not a good.
Over the couch.
It's also not a good
Daddy,
argument to say.
What are you doing? Nothing, kid. Look away.
Hold on. You got to shut up there because we got to stop for a moment because you just said you were taken to a bar when you were that age, and clearly you turned out awesome.
Great. This worked out.
That's the point. Like people don't coming in hot and makes jokes about your dad missing. So
as long as Anthony doesn't walk out with a hacksaw afterwards and go, "Let's get to work, boy," and you're fine.
They're making that a felony. You can't just take catalytic converters anymore. So the family business has to stop at some point.
Here's the thing. Would you rather I leave them out in the car?
Eileen ran it during the war, and someday Mason will run it.
I'm not like these idiots that are so desperate they leave their kids in the car. No, bring the kids in.
Right.
Invite them in, and don't let them be antisocial.
Is the restaurant
sitting in the car in 100-degree heat?
There's been restaurants that have been cutting out kids, saying that you can't bring these kids to the bar.
Wait, you're telling me restaurants are now discriminating against children?
The ones that serve liquor.
Did they want the kids sitting in the car?
If you're a bar, they're showing people. You can't just have kids at your bar. You can't do that. Well, I mean, you can.
Says who?
I mean, I guess. What are you getting them to drink?
Shirley Temple, right? That's what I drank.
My kids drink Shirley Temples like crazy.
I had 1,000 Shirley Temples, and I love those cherries. What are those cherries called? Are those
maraschino cherries?
Are those the ones? The sweet ones.
Well, you want to get a nice Bordeaux if you can.
Of course you do.
They're in that syrup.
Yeah. That stuff's up to like $28 a jar now.
I mean, I don't blame a bar for keeping kids out. It's their bar. They can do whatever they want. So, who cares? But I'm pointing it out that I think you're going to have hell to pay. Are you the only one going? Is it just you and Mason?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea at all.
Call the wingman, Ken.
That's not good.
Go up there and play Keno?
No. And you can't do that.
Pull tabs.
Watch some sports?
If you
Involve
have
him in it. As long as he's not the one cashing them in. I found out the hard way.
Pull tabs are for a fundraiser. If we're helping out a JV football team or something.
Maybe there's
well, you just can't shut up, can you, over there? My God, just shut your mouth. Put the safety on for once in your freaking life. Golly, can't tell you nothing. Hey, you don't have to go to the Eagles tonight. I do.
You're lucky it wasn't John.
Do you want to get Jim to come to the bar with you? Well, because, I mean, if Jim's wife would allow it, that would be okay with Sarah. Maybe. Probably not.
Yeah,
I don't know. She can be pretty judgy. All right, go to the phones. Rich in Mayfield. I will take this car. Hello, Rich.
Hey, I was brought up in a bar. My parents owned a bar for 30 years. My two brothers, my sister.
Come on.
We all live a professional life, have great jobs.
See, a family. It's a family.
No, I mean, my mom and dad owned it. And this was in a rough section of town. It wasn't that, as long as you watch your child, it's not that big of a deal.
What happened?
You guys have a happy hour?
What happened to America? What happened, Rich? This used to be a proper country. You could take your kids to the bar, let them play some arcade games.
I don't give a damn if he takes Mason to the bar, all right? What I care about is that his wife don't know. And Sarah Ono is called Sarah Ono. Rich, thank you for the call. Sarah Ono is called that for a reason. And it ain't because she's a good singer. Because Yoko isn't either.
I just think we've got too many rules in society these days. We used to be able to get out, start to sow our oats very early on.
It's 250.
What's Gam Gam Darlene doing? Can she go to the bar too?
I don't think she'll be partaking.
Lou in North Royalton. Hello.
Oh my God, Lima, you are freaking crazy, man. You are crazy. Taking a 2-year-old kid, 2.5. I'm sorry, 2.5.
30 months.
I don't want to rip them off. 6
It says
months.
21 and over
you are
only.
Crazy. What are you thinking, dude? What are you thinking, man? Come on.
How long are you going to be there for? Well, no, wait a minute. Hold on.
Just a couple of drinks.
Like, he's not taking him to Roadhouse.
Yeah.
All right. And plus, like, he's got to be home he's got to be home at a decent hour, so he can't be there. Like, if he was there at midnight with Mason, I'd be very upset with Tone myself. I got to be honest with you.
It'd
but
be a good podcast, though.
If it was like
Lima, hang on a second. I have a private police commission. Okay.
Okay.
So you just said you
Congratulations
telling me
on all your
you're gonna
success.
have a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
And drive your son home.
I didn't say drive.
He didn't say drive.
I got it.
There's a neighborhood bar.
I can
He can
operate.
walk.
I can operate a stroller.
Right.
I can operate a stroller and make it home.
That's right. And he's got like 7 of them in the garage. He's been telling us about that.
It's been taking up the whole garage.
Yeah.
Some of them, they're running strollers.
Okay, thank you, Lou.
Some of them are bar crawl strollers.
Some of them are for the bar crawl.
Jay in North Ridgeville, you're next up on the fan. Hello, Jay.
Hey, guys, good morning. Hey, I don't think that bringing in the guy that sounds like he's been smoking a pack a day since he was in that bar with his parents is a really good idea to
I'm glad you said it and I didn't.
You know what? Come to think of it, I did grow up with a lot of that because my parents were smokers. Everybody in the bar, the bowling alley, they were all smoking at the time. I'm still clearing my throat.
You keep your olive skin.
It all works out. Hey, if you got to take him to Twin Peaks to have a good time, I do go for it. Have a good time.
Thank you, Jay. Frank in Gates Mills, congratulations on all your success. Hello.
Why not the Chester Tavern, Anthony? I mean, I'm
216-474-0092. Coming in hot. I apparently have started early. Please keep your comments within the boundaries of good taste. Coming in hot. 216-474-0092. It's coming up next. But first, Lima.
Yeah, meanwhile, Alex in Cleveland, the big winner today, $100 in fan cash from Fanatics. Alex, what are you going to do with that $100?
Oh, I'm getting ready to get my new LeBron jersey, guys.
See? Boom. And maybe even a discounted Draymond jersey.
That's
All right,
good.
Alex, congratulations. And
That's
you
good.
are a winner of Fan Cash Friday. We've been doing it every single week. And that's the difference with Fanatics Sportsbook is that you can truly turn those L's into W's. How about right now? If you are a new user and you download the Fanatics Sportsbook app, up to $1,000 matched in fan cash. That's right. All you have to do is download the app now. Here in Ohio, they are absolutely live and waiting for you. And if you've ever wondered why Fanatics Sportsbook is America's fastest online growing sportsbook, it's because of fan cash. That's real value for your bets. We're talking about the ultimate sports currency, and you can get 10% fan cash back on your wagers, win or lose. Unlock the world of Fanatics with unlimited profit boosts, exclusive merch, collectibles, and so much more. We just talked about that fan cash drop. It's every single Friday, and that's why you got to switch to the Sportsbook. That always gives you more to play with. Download the Fanatics Sportsbook app today, whether it's MMA, whether it's soccer, whether, heck, Summer League in play as well. Winning hits different here in Ohio. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Walk around your home today if you want. Well, probably you'd do that anyway, but walk around your home and take a look at everything around it. And maybe you've been thinking about doing some things differently. Maybe you want to do a lot of things differently. Maybe you want to transform the way you live. Take a look around. Truly look and see what you could possibly imagine. And then go to Extend Technologies in Broadview Heights. XTENDAV.com. Folks, they can make things different for you. They can make your home
BlueNile.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This week only, receive $350 off any hair restoration solution. Call Van Square Hair Clinics today for your free evaluation. 216-370-7980, vansquarehair.com.
On the road this summer? Get the most live sports talk in Ohio on 92.3 The Fan. Or binge our podcast on the Odyssey app.
This is head coach Todd Monken, and you're coming in hot.
It's time. Please keep your comments within the boundaries of good taste, even though, my phone lit up during the last thing I just said. We'll see where it goes. It's been a while since we've done Coming in Hot. You think they're going to be good today?
No, probably not.
All right. All right, Owen, without further ado, away we go. 216-474-0092.
All right, Cleveland, it's time to get whatever you want off your chest. Cleveland, you're coming in hot. The phone lines are open now.
Away we go. Hello, you're coming in hot.
What's up, fellas? It's young Mitch McConnell here. Just letting you know I'm not dead. I'm still kicking it with the boys. I just talked with the press. We're sending another 10 bill to Israel.
No.
Could have been any word that started with that letter.
On you. I'm not touching it.
I'm letting it go.
Okay. Hello, you're coming in hot.
What's the difference between Lima and the Vatican?
What?
The church has a father.
You could have finished that
I
one.
walk into all of them. I walk into all of these. You got me with sex grimes last week. I had no idea it was going to smack me in the face. Hello, you're coming in hot.
Gee willikers, what's gone wrong with sports? For nearly 150 years, Major League Baseball was doing just fine without ABS. It's like Swiss cheese. Even though it's palatable, you can't get around the fact that it has those big, ugly holes. Umpires are being ticked off. Their calls are being challenged. Teams are running out of challenges when the game is less than a half hour long. Gee willikers, what's gone wrong with sports?
He's writing them out now.
That was supposed to be. Didn't that start out as a John Madden impression?
Yeah.
And now it's turned into like another. It sounds like another Cleveland host that you made me listen to a piece of audio about the other day while we were golfing.
That's right. High rise.
He just said it. Hello, you're coming in hot.
I have to send that to somebody.
Hey, guys, this is Brailer. I'm calling here with my partners, Skylan and Jordan, spelled with an X. A few weeks ago, we were all hanging out with John, better known as Little John Stud, along with Taylor Britton down in Miami. We all met at the Boom Boom Club, hanging out in the back of the champagne room. That entire night, Little John Stud would not stop talking about how he hosts a radio show in Cleveland with his, quote, lame intern Malik. I mean, he was absolutely roasting that poor guy. Honestly, it sounded like he was a little jealous, if you ask us. Anyway, he kept telling us we had to listen to this show and that we could do it on the free Odyssey app, powered by Integrated Restorations, your local experts in water, fire, storm, disaster restoration. He kept repeating that over and over so many times. A little odd, but whatever. So we finally tuned in, and that's when we heard he had a girlfriend named Logan. Yeah. That's kind of strange because he never mentioned her once all weekend. Mm-hmm. Maybe he just doesn't remember. He was just too busy dancing on tables in the champagne room, talking nonstop about the Phillies, claiming to be the Christmas tree prince that was promised, and every 15 minutes would just yell, "Oh, boy."
Thank you.
See, here's the issue that I can see is already...
He's going to visit Logan, apparently.
I can already tell you what's emerging behind the scenes here because of this Malik phenomenon.
What?
He is a prodigy.
Yes, he is.
But it's like two different timelines, right? We have the young and the new, and then the young guys are battling it out behind the scenes. They're all trying to get in good graces with the boss, Keith. It's very sad to see it play out.
John is
cruiserweight division.
John is the West Mantooth to Malik's Ron Burgundy. Hello, you're coming in hot.
Hey, listen, I'm about as fond as Draymond Green as I am of a toothache. But if I can force myself to like Bill Romanowski, then I sure as hell can like Draymond Green if he wants to suit up for the Cavs. And I remember Tom Izzo told Dan Gilbert, you need to draft this guy, another second-round pick like Jokic, that the team screwed up and should have drafted the clown. Oh, yeah, and Anthony, those were Luxardo chairs you were probably gorging on. Have a great day, folks.
Thank you.
They're like $26 now.
I used to buy my whiskey from that, man.
Yeah. Let's see if he's got a bottle.
I still would like to. The place he was at, I got to tell you about that another time. Hello, you're coming in hot.
Is anybody going to ask the really important question about when LeBron comes back?
What's that?
That being, do we got to skip all the Diddy parts of that?
Nope.
Hey, the investigation's open.
That picture is
I'd
not
like to hear
real.
More.
That picture is not real. That goes around on the internet for the last few years. It's not a real photo. That's AI before AI.
Allen Iverson?
I know your uncles like to bring it up during Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow.
But it's not real.
He's playing quarterback.
Hello, you're coming in hot.
In an uncut Sopranos scene, Svetlana confesses to her roommate that she named her wooden leg after her because she felt bad that her parents abandoned her.
That was an accident. That was a total accident. I'm sorry.
I think I know where that was going.
I'm sorry. I swear to God, I'm very sorry. I did not mean to do that, Owen. It's been a while. I was rusty. I'm sorry. I really am. Hello, you're coming in hot.
Wimbledon rules. USA soccer team got steamrolled.
The big boy.
It's coming back through.
This week.
Monday, right?
That's me. Yeah.
40-14. That's me.
It's him, all right.
July 12th.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to see it.
July 13th, I think, is when it comes through our side of town.
Gotcha.
When it came through, we had when it came
You're
through,
right.
I had a football camp. It was a football camp
Football
that I took
camp.
Axel to. I didn't make up anything. Well, now Eli gets to see it on the way back. And we all are happy. Hello, you're coming in hot.
Hey, Ken, you're so fat. Your favorite Cavs player of all time is Lasagna Job.
What aren't you laughing for? What you laughing
I thought our
for?
show was a little more highbrow than that.
That was funny to me. For a second, I thought he was going to say tractor trailer, and I was going to be upset.
I remember that era. Call it the Zoo Crew or something.
R.I.P.
Chris Gatling.
R.I.P. Tractor Trailer Man. He was awesome at Michigan. Oh, here we go.
They started out 15-7 that year, by the way. Zdrunas Ilgauskas was looking like an early MVP candidate.
Then things went to hell. Yeah. I've called Zagana Job Lasagna Job for a joke at times. Yeah. Thanks to everybody who called it.
That's all I'm ever going to see you as from now on.
Not a bad coming in hot. Not a bad one.
Time you get into the happy hour, huh, Lima?
Yeah. When are you and Mason getting to happy hour?
Time is it now? Does have a nap we got to squeeze in.
Happy hour and happy hour.
I'm sure there will be somebody sleeping at the bar when you get there. You might as well just have them sleep right next to him. Be great. Can't wait. All right. Well, for Justin Latta, who was excellent. We're back on Monday, 6 to 10. For Owen, for Jeff, for John, for Logan, for the Slippery Wizard, Anthony Lima. I'm Ken Carman. Have a wonderful Tall Boy Friday, my friends. Take care.
That you're not booing, but you clap.